First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for upNXT, postwrestling.com, Apple Podcast, Spotify, whatever podcast app you're using, and of course,
Twitch.tv/upNXT podcast. Hello, Twitch Room.
Hello, Twitch Room. Yeah, we're feeling a little festive today.
We are. It's our last show before Christmas together.
Yeah.
You're fucking off to Mexico.
I'm being a Grinch and leaving next week, so leaving you on your own.
Yeah.
You'll be home alone.
I'll be home alone this Christmas. Yeah.
So tonight you made us a Bailey's coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're wearing a shirt that says "The tree isn't the only thing getting lit this year."
Oh,
so cheeky.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
you're wearing your NASA thing because you're going to the moon, I guess.
I'm always going to the moon.
You've got flashing lights around your neck.
Yeah.
It's very festive.
We're very festive. We got Christmas lights. You got a Christmas tree. We're just in the Christmas mood.
Balling.
Yeah, we're having holidays.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave you next week. You're gonna be manning the fort with upNXT and BD Elite.
Yes.
Who's joining you? Do you know yet?
I know I've got Sino on Wednesday. upNXT is still up in the air. It's a harder show to get people on for.
For NXT?
Yeah.
Huh, I wonder why.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll have someone, I'm sure.
Right. All right. So you're excited for some Christmas stuff?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've got a couple of days off, which is nice. Don't think I'm going to do anything Christmas Day. I think I'm just going to call my family and maybe watch a few movies. Hopefully it's a nice day. Go for a bit of a stroll. Might find a bar that's open because I know a few are open Christmas Day.
Yeah.
But, a few people have reached out and invited me to like go to their families and stuff, which is nice. But I kind of don't want the awkwardness of meeting anyone. You know?
No, you don't want to do it.
If I'm hanging out with people, I want to hang out with people I know. Not
right.
Oh, it's my mate's nan. You know?
You want to
like,
meet people's nans?
Like nans are great.
You're just not in the mood
I'm not in the mood to
not this year?
learn about new people this year.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're being a Grinch too?
I guess. No, I'll have festive fun. I'll just get drunk on Zoom
get
to
lit.
people.
Like a
the
Christmas tree.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Yeah, so you'll be discussing all of that next week, closer to Christmas and stuff. We do have a little bit of a Christmas free show we'll be putting out on Christmas as well. But if people want to hear all about some more Christmassy stuff, we recorded our Home Alone review with John Pollock from Post Wrestling.
It's in the can. It's
ready.
Done. Yeah, it's ready to release.
We got a lot of fun things that we talk about on that show, including the whole movie Home Alone.
Yes.
So the Wet Bandits, the pizza delivery guy.
Oh yeah.
Everything. We cover it. It's a great show. I can't wait for everyone to hear it. So that's our Christmas gift to you. But that's because you got to get yourself the Christmas gift of patreon.com/upnext, because this week is our Jack Frost week.
It's our biggest week since Loch Ness, 100%.
Yeah, sure. It's Jack Off week.
It's Jack Off week.
We're having a Jack Off. Which Jack Frost is the better Jack Frost? We're going to find out.
Yeah. Join the Facebook group, because we occasionally put up polls to find out what you want to hear us talk about. And for Christmas, you decided you wanted us to talk about both of these Jack Frost films. So we recorded one earlier today, Jack Frost 1997.
Yeah.
It's the horror movie.
Yeah, so Jack Frost 97 is about a guy who gets in a car accident and then turns into a snowman.
Yeah.
Jack Frost 1998, a guy gets in a car accident, turns into a snowman. Their life choices decide which movie is the family-friendly movie and which is the horror movie version.
So that's coming out Thursday will be part 1, where we're talking about 97, and this Sunday we'll be talking about 98 and giving our final verdict, which is the ultimate Jack Frost Christmas film.
We can put it to bed.
Yeah.
We can put the argument to bed that everyone has had for years. Which one is better? So Jack Off week.
Jack Off week.
Yeah, we're super excited. We've got all these other shows out. You've been doing The Sesh.
Yeah, and I think because it's the season finale and it's Christmas, I'm going to be putting out for free this week. So I'm joined by my guest from week 1, our man Neil Flanagan, and JP Houlihan from the Grapple Spotlight. We're gonna all three of us sit down and talk about the season finale of Succession, which was fucking good.
Nice.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, why don't you just spoil it all right now?
Oh yeah.
We don't do that on our show.
No. You gotta listen on Friday where there will be spoilers. All spoilers. We're talking about the whole show, but I'm not just dropping spoilers like nobody's business.
Yeah.
I was lucky. MJ from NJ saved me.
Yeah.
He's like, Davie, I know you're listening to the post news update. Have you finished Succession yet? And went no. And went turn it off immediately.
But it aired.
John's on a rampage.
But it aired already. How could you say this? It aired just yesterday, and I watched it live, and you didn't, so too bad.
Reckless. But yeah, I'm lucky. I went unspoiled. Really loved it.
Well, I don't know.
Really
Are we
good.
gonna have the? Can we use that little bit of luck to not be spoiled this week? Today, this is a big week of not spoiling your friends.
Yes.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know what's it called? Far From Home? No.
No Way Home.
No way.
No Way Home.
Far From Homecoming.
There's no way to spoil this motherfucker this week. I'm
Yeah.
not being spoiled.
I feel like it's gonna be hard to. I mean, they had the premiere of this new Spider-Man movie, and it's coming out this week for everyone to go see it. And it's like, yeah, it's tough because people are gonna be seeing it at different times. But no, it came out today, so why can't we talk about it then? It already came out. You can talk about it.
NXT's happened. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Can't we talk about? No.
We do have tickets to Spider-Man Thursday
do.
night, so we will hopefully not be spoiled. I mean, it's kind of like the CM Punk coming to AEW.
Well, we don't know if anything else happens on
True.
top of that.
True.
Like, yeah, we're assuming that possibly Toby and Andrew. We have no
Right.
confirmation, but that's been heavily rumored for a long time now. But don't know if is anyone going to die in this one.
Someone gonna die? Are people gonna show
Are
up?
there going to be other surprises? Yeah.
Yeah, there could be a lot that
Yeah.
could be spoiled, and I genuinely just want to enjoy it. So I'm
I
like,
think were you okay for the Star Wars films with the spoilers? Like,
Yeah,
'cause there were
yeah.
some big ones in them.
yeah,
I was spoil free for that. I was spoiled slightly for Endgame. I was
okay.
spoiled for like right at the beginning, and then I like turned it off. I was like, It was someone like a troll on a wrestling group just coming
Yeah,
in and
that's-
being like
This is
saying what happens.
Yeah, that's no fun. Like we all just want to enjoy the movie, but
We just get a troll on post wrestling spoiling stuff instead.
yeah, they just have their host. This is a big week. I feel like Wednesday, Thursday, I just maybe don't go on social media as much if it's like something that means to you that much. But
I mean, Wednesday we're normally pretty busy. Like we've got a busy day tomorrow. We're recording a bit of the post Christmas show.
we are.
We're banking some shows because you are away. So we're banking some shows to release while you're away. So we've got a Was Next we're recording. We're doing our second Jack Frost review and then AEW. So tomorrow we'll be pretty busy anyway.
Yeah,
and then you're working Thursday.
I'm working all during the day Thursday, and my work did air the OG Toby Spider-Man the other day, so it put me in the mood, and then I watched the last two Tom Holland ones to get caught up again. But that means then after Thursday at work, we'll go grab some drinks and then go watch this movie, and I'm excited. I love Spider. I've watched too much Spider-Man in the past little
Should I
while.
wear my Spider-Man costume?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've got it with me. I've got my Deadpool one.
You have the mask.
I have the mask over here.
I don't think you have the full body
I think
suit.
the bodysuit's back home. I'll
Yeah.
bring it back when I go.
Yeah, bring it back so you can walk
I
around.
do have my
with it.
Deadpool one with me though.
It's different.
the same.
He might show up.
He
I don't know. But yeah. No, I'm excited to watch the Spider-Man stuff.
Oh, someone in the Twitch room, DSA89 is suggesting, wait, what if a heel like MJF just spoils it on national TV?
Yeah, someone did that a few years ago with Star Wars.
With Star Wars?
Yeah, didn't someone?
Was it MJF?
Was it The Miz? Someone did it when it was a big thing with spoilers.
Oh.
Yeah, it was on Raw. They said something like, "Yeah, well, I'm gonna spoil this."
That's the thing, it's when you're feeling safe, when you least expect it. Comes out of nowhere.
That's X-Pac heat though. You spoil that.
That's
like-
not smart. That's not, I don't know.
Like if someone would be like, "Yo, if you watch this one Star Wars movie, this is the one where someone dies." It's like, "Oh well, don't say that."
Jake is saying, didn't Ciampa spoil something? Yeah, he did it on his Twitter.
That's what it
didn't
was. He did it. That's right. It was him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He went on Twitter and was like,
It was
"Yo."
during his like top heel feud.
So MJF's
That's
gonna do.
that's Twitter. That's not. Yeah. I
Yeah,
know.
it
True.
blurs the lines.
True.
It blurs the lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like wrestling does take from real life and mix it involved. So it's like, yeah, when you tune into something to listen to us talk about wrestling, here we are talking about Spider-Man. I'm sorry if we try not to spoil things on our show. Spoilers are big deals to some people. I
punched a kid in science because he spoiled...
Dumbledore dies!
No, Sirius Black. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Because of Harry Potter? Yeah?
Because that's like, okay, it's the big fucking thick book comes out. Some people would read it in like one sitting.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Harry Potter.
I gotta watch all of them, so don't spoil it.
And yeah, this kid, like the very next day after they were released, I'm like, how have you read it all? That's
right. You haven't. You're just trying to
punched him in the arm.
You're just trying to spoil things.
Mad.
Yeah. I remember. See, I don't even want to spoil random things now for people. Like, if you've not seen things, I don't want to get you spoiled. Yeah. But like, I'm excited to watch Spider-Man.
Yeah, me too. It'll be good. It's gonna be good.
No one spoil it for me. And then in a week or two, then we'll talk about it.
Yes.
So everyone can go and watch it.
Yeah.
Because if it matters to you that much, you're gonna try to watch it that fast. If it doesn't really matter, maybe you don't care. You still watch it anyways. Like wrestling, you can watch back an old match if it's really good with knowing the outcome, because it's like, it's a great match. Same with a movie. You already know what's gonna happen. Cool. But there are certain things that make it even more interesting when you don't know outcomes.
It's two different types of viewings, I find. I like when I first watch something, just being like taken by the story of everything and being surprised by things and stuff. And that goes the same with a wrestling match. I just want to be like taken on the journey of the match. On second watch, you're looking for more details or things that like foreshadow stuff you know is going to happen and that kind of thing. It's a different experience, but right. I think having that element of surprise taken out of that first experience like sucks.
Yeah, as of in recent times, if I were to have been spoiled for what did I watch that we liked? Mandalorian.
Yeah.
The ending of season 2?
Yeah.
If I were to be spoiled on that, I probably would have been upset as a fan.
Because you're just waiting the whole time.
I'm just like waiting for this one thing to happen, and it's like, what's that? But when it finally happened, I was like, what? Wait, what is going on? Oh, okay. Like the people making this are making it for the fans to get that reaction. Yeah. So,
and I see stuff like Marvel. It's people. It's not just one movie. It's years building up to this. Like with Endgame, it's like 22 films leading up to that moment.
Too many films, man.
And yeah, people have like followed this journey. Same with like Succession. For me, it's like we watch a lot of stuff for this podcast. We watch a lot of shit for this podcast as well. And there aren't many things I'm watching at the moment, and that's something I enjoy. Right. You know, sitting down and watching and turning everything off and not having to do work and just enjoying it. And I'd feel like that was taken away from me if I was spoiled.
If you were spoiled. Yeah, it's true. It does, like, these things are made to be viewed and get reactions
and
like
sure,
those
they're more important things in life, but also, like, entertainment is important to us. It makes us feel good. And
100%.
Shouldn't feel angry watching something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I keep watching NXT, because it definitely doesn't do any of those other things except make me angry. Yeah, I'm excited to watch some Spider-Man. We'll probably give some thoughts in a week or so when I'm back or something along those lines. Maybe you'll call me in Mexico and we can put that on a show or something. But yeah, we talked briefly, I think, was it last week, about Jeff Hardy and his Stone Cold Steve Austin interview that I thought was pretty good. And then now he's been released from WWE. What are some thoughts on that there? Because it seems a little weird. It seems like the internet are all like, oh, he just wanted to get released so he can be with Matt Hardy in AEW. It's like, that seems so shitty. That sounds so shitty. It does seem like he and Matt Hardy are both saying that Jeff is fine. Okay. He's actually okay. And he's gone from WWE. And stuff.
I mean,
like, you want the best for this guy. Hopefully,
for
he
sure,
is all right.
And I don't think necessarily wrestling is what's best for him right now. If he's had a relapse or something, because it has been serious. And I think Matt Hardy came out today saying he doesn't think he needs rehab or anything like that. But I don't know. We've seen this guy's history, right? We've seen what's happened before, and deep down, we're all fans, and we want what's best for him. And I think it's isn't this the first Christmas without their dad or something, which is like a hard time for them because they were super close. So you can kind of understand why maybe you'd have fallen off the wagon around this time. But yeah, I think, okay, if the guy doesn't feel he needs rehab, cool, but maybe not be around wrestling at this time might be a good thing.
Yeah. I hope he's all right. Big fan. In fact, today's the 13th anniversary of Jeff winning that title. The show I went to in Buffalo.
Armageddon?
Yeah. And I remember like just having to go to that show. Again, being a fan of stuff, you get into it. And I wanted to see if this guy could finally become champion. He did. And all these years later, he's still people still love this guy and are like concerned when things like this happen. And of course, he's unfortunately had some of his things in his life so public because we've watched it like on pay-per-view and the Sting thing and everything. But I do hope he's all right. I think he does need to maybe, chill, live your life, be a dad a little bit here. And if wrestling still is something that he's totally into, which in that Stone Cold interview sounds like he thinks he can still have a run. Yeah, they were setting up for that Roman thing eventually. So down the line, if he's now free from WWE, down the line he wants to wrestle. Well, clearly a Hardy Boys thing is something that could easily be brought back up. And I know he talks about wanting to do another deletion thing with Matt, like end it finally this career. I think with that. So like that's a cool thing. But I know it's been beaten to death on Ring of Honor and the Indies and stuff. But Hardys and Young Bucks on an AEW property pay-per-view or something is instantly a draw again. But I just want the best for him.
Well, I think both of them are better off with the other.
Yes.
Right? Jeff's had a singles run before. Matt's had a singles run before. But it's definitely the nostalgia thing works in wrestling so much. And you have all those great tag teams there who you'd want to see them mix with. But right now, I don't think it's the time. I think it's because it's scary. You see, like, obviously that Sting thing is in everyone's mind, and then you see him walking out in the match and going through the crowd and being off. You question things. So
for sure,
let's just hope he's good before we're talking about him again.
I'm talking down the line, just again as a fan, but also as a fan and a human being. I'm like, man, I just hope this guy's good. So I hope he does find his peace and he's all right. Definitely, I would love to see him, and I think it would be like a vindicating thing for him to get people would cheer the hell out of that guy again, and I think he kind of deserves it, which I don't usually would say. Like, I think there is another strong run that he beat the NXT champ at one point, but like no relation to his vices right now. But I do think like he's still pretty popular. Anytime I watched him, he was still pretty popular.
He's popular. Personally, I have no interest watching a Jeff Hardy singles run.
Not
we keep on talking about times have moved on. Time to move on. I don't have any interest in that.
Well, I'm not saying he needs to be the champion or anything. I'm just saying he to wrestle, to be out there again seems like something he does want to do. And as a fan, I would like to watch that. But someone in the chat's asking about the Hook talk, which that's for tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess
we gotta talk about the Hook.
Have you watched it?
Yeah, of course. It's Hook. Gotta watch Hook.
He's the Hook. Yeah.
Well, the Hook is you listen to BD Elite tomorrow night.
Yeah.
As we record that.
Because winter is coming, guys.
Winter is coming.
Tomorrow night, it's the big AEW kind of end of year event. This was last year where Kenny won the title. We've got another title match this week. Hangman Page against Bryan Danielson, which is
gonna be crazy.
We've deliberately held off from putting up our top match of the year list for you guys to vote on for our end of year best match ever show, because could one of the matches on tomorrow's show make it onto the list?
Serena Deeb, Kishida.
They've had a hell of a feud so far.
They could put on another banger for sure.
Wardlow, Matt Sydal. Who knows?
MJF, Dante.
Yeah.
Honestly, Dynamite looks good.
It does.
Tomorrow night. They made a good job. So
I'm hoping they don't add any more matches, because I think the main event should have time. So it's only a 2-hour show. There's no overrun, We had 8 matches on tonight's show. There was a lot of matches on NXT tonight. I think give everyone time tomorrow. And give the main event like 30, 40 minutes. Let's go.
What are we getting? We getting Kyle O'Reilly?
there's no real, unless they do the best friends elite thing tomorrow, because they haven't announced a match as far as I'm aware between those guys tomorrow. But maybe a bit of a brawl and he could come out or something, possibly.
Yeah, I see someone showing up.
Yeah,
and it's possibly him, but I see someone.
He makes the most sense for sure.
Yeah, no, super excited about that. Dynamite's been on this crazy run, and that's definitely something that has all my interest. And I think they've been knocking it out the park, even on a not even that hype of a week. I'm still watching that show, being like, that was great, and it doesn't feel like it's 3 or 4 hours long. And there's not 8 matches on the card usually. Although Dark looks like it looks like they do that a lot on those shows.
Oh yeah, 8's a good thing. There was a time they had like 17 matches on that thing.
Yeah,
you can hear all about it on Shot in the Dark.
That's
tomorrow
right. Free feed here. 15 minutes or less. John Cena will fill you in on everything you don't watch or do watch, including Dark Elevation, Strong, just everything. Go. Look at all that and some of his reports as well on postwrestling.com. So shout out John Cena and his t-shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/upnext. Go check it out. We got stuff there. We got merch.
Hoodie still pending.
Support the boys.
Got to wait for them to reply to my email.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. They're busy. It's Christmas time. So yeah, we got all the BD Elite stuff tomorrow night as well, chatting all about that on this feed too. So go look for that, because AEW, we've been pretty positive and we're pretty into tomorrow's show and setting up the future for them, like TBS and stuff like that. Like I think Tony's got some things up his sleeve. Briscoe's FTR final battle. We'll talk some more about that on tomorrow, because this is the WWE show.
This is.
So we got to talk about WWE things like the Dolph Ziggler / Natalia Neidhart meal.
What?
Have you heard about this?
Oh, yeah, no, I did see something about this.
Yeah, move over Tim Biebs, move over your Travis Scott
Megan Thee Stallion,
hot sauce,
Popeyes.
None of that. Yeah, it's all about the
what
Natalia.
What place is this?
Is it White Castle?
Is it White Castle? Okay. It's just Dolph and Natalia. They're the two
Dolph
meals.
meal and then the Natty meal. Like, what?
All right.
It would make sense if it was Matt Riddle's meal at White Castle, because like the stoner aspect, but weird. What? I don't know what the
Natty's Canadian.
White Castle's not Canadian. We don't.
No,
have
I mean she probably.
Yeah, true. Friends with family
and
of Brett.
Aunt,
Yeah, family of Brett. Yeah, I just find it a little odd that's the like.
Fair play to him.
Hey,
money.
Good for yeah. I mean, good. It just sounds weird.
Hey Vince, we've got this big burger company. They want to use 2 of your superstars to promote. Oh, what is it? Is it Burger King? We'll get Roman out there. He's no. It's who is it? McDonald's. McDonald's. We can get Sheamus. It's McDonald's. No. It's White Castle. What's Dolph and Natty doing?
Just the two. That's so obscure. It's so weird. So I understand that that's the thing that celebrities and stuff are doing these days, but like that seems so random and just like.
Would you eat it though?
I don't know. I've eaten White Castle a few times in the States, and like it's instant regret.
It's not great.
No, it's not. But I mean, maybe the Ziggler meal would make it good. What would you have if it was a Dolph Ziggler meal? Like something to get like.
I mean, a Dolph Ziggler meal is probably like protein style, isn't it? It's probably not even got a bun.
It's just the patties
it's
of
just
onions.
in lettuce wrap.
Yeah. What would natties be?
Something to do with
Don't.
cats?
Yeah. Well, no cat burgers. No, definitely not. No. If it was the Natty and what's her sister's name?
Yeah, I can't remember her sister.
Yeah. If it was there, no, I don't know. I don't know what.
Yeah. Yeah. What are the meals?
I don't know.
We should get into the show, but now I'm curious. What would your burger be?
Well, I wouldn't do White Castle.
No.
I'd do the Whopper at Burger King. I do think that I'm a McDonald's Junior Chicken kind of guy, or a McDoubles kind of guy. The McGangbang.
No, but if you got to make your own.
Yeah, McGangbang.
McGangbang.
The Brady McGangbang meal.
All right, here we go.
The Bruiser Brady meal, and you get 4.
All right, here we go.
I don't know. All right.
The Natalia meal consists of 4 Impossible sliders.
They're really small though.
A 3-piece cheese stick and small Coke Zero sugar. So it's like a healthy one, I guess.
Not really.
Ziggler's contains 4 bacon cheese sliders, a 6-piece chicken ring. What's a chicken ring?
It's like a ring, but it's chicken.
Sounds gross. And medium Fanta Craver Party Punch.
Because he's the party guy. It's not showing off if you back it up.
If neither Natalya or Ziggler's meal tickle your fancy, a WWE Crave case featuring 10 original sliders, 10 American cheese sliders, and 10 jalapeno sliders is also available.
That's 30 sliders?
Yeah.
That's the Royal Rumble of sliders there. See, why do they call it that?
Why would you not call it the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, that's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Even we have a drink called the Royal Rumble.
But what would you get, natties or... So would you go for the 4 Impossible, a 3-piece cheese stick, and small Coke Zero?
Or is natties
4 bacon cheese sliders, 6-piece chicken ring, and medium Fanta? Ziggler's is better.
Ziggler's, yeah. Ziggler's. So natties is the no meat one.
Yeah.
White Castle has Impossible meat
I guess so.
That sounds so gross.
I mean, Impossible's the brand, so it's just going to be the same as Burger King,
I guess.
Right?
Yeah. Like, hey, don't knock it till you try it, but like on White Castle, I don't know. It's not good.
Just want to go into one, Bill. I want
the Natalia Neidhart meal, please. The what? The Natalia. Now I want it. I love when I've been. I love Natty. Shout out Natty.
I mean, we've done wrestling themed drinks at our events before, but when I've gone to like bars pre a WWE show or whatever that are doing their own themed wrestling drinks, and none of the bartenders know what the fuck
they don't know what a sharpshooter
management
is.
have put up. So it's like, oh, I've one sharpshooter and a woo, please, and they're like, what the fuck do you want? And then they're looking at the menu and it's like,
a superplex.
All right,
what's the drink? Yeah. No, I can't say that would be the best meal deal, especially WWE. Every time we watch NXT on USA Network here that we have, all the ads are for pizza.
Yeah.
Or Sonic.
A lot of Sonic commercials.
We're getting a lot of these Sonic commercials. The one with the Americans, you guys are next level. You're putting Frito chips, corn chips in a wrap in your like burritos
for 99 cents.
For 99 cents, that's insane. I'm low key a little mad.
We'd be in trouble.
Yeah, if I was
we'd be in trouble.
Happy that we can't access that all the time. Sonic, it's good. It's all right. But we saw an ad today that was definitely tickled our fancy, which was what was it? Sour cream?
The dairy daisies.
Dollop of
daisies. And everyone's singing about dolloping the daisy.
We never heard that one before. We were losing our mind. That one was interesting. But yeah, a lot of pizza commercials. And around these holidays...
Posted the video in the Twitch room. If anyone
You had it ready? You had it ready? This guy's ready to talk about some dollop of daisy. Yeah, it was good. Another thing I saw for WWE, it's not quite the WWE meal, but... you know Hasbullah, like the little kid?
Russian guy who looks like a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's rumors that WWE has been trying to get him.
Wow.
For a match.
For a match?
So I don't know if they'll have a
Are they calling Hornswoggle? Like... Yeah,
so the issue is that this kid, Hasbullah, which I'm sure people recognize the face if you just Google him, and you'll be like, oh, okay. He's been trying to get in his first fight.
Okay.
But they can't find him an opponent. So they've matched him with this other like person that kind of looks like him, but Hasbullah's like, nah, that guy's a singer. He's not a fighter. That's a joke to me. I need real competition. So they're trying to find him an opponent. But Khabib is now saying that actually like WWE has offered us quite some money to like do something. So they're like on the fence thinking about it. I don't know if it would be here like in the United States or on like a Saudi show, but yeah.
Saudi show. Fucking hell.
Hasbullah is a draw.
Who'd you have him against?
I mean, Hornswoggle, but like, is that just like offensive? I don't know.
Roman. Roman beats Brock at day one.
Hasbullah comes out.
Hasbullah comes out.
He's always what is it called? Sucker punching people.
Right.
He'll do it to Roman. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Hasbullah versus Nicholas, the former tag team champion. He's probably older. He's probably old now.
Yeah.
Since that was a while ago. Yeah. Book Omos versus Hasbullah.
Omos, you got to do some of those two.
Yeah, Hasbullah takes the bumps.
Yeah.
Canadian Destroyer by Hasbullah.
On Omos? How would that even work?
But you don't say you're not interested in watching it.
Oh, I watch it. I feel like this is bringing you back to WWE.
Yeah. This will get me involved. I'll watch Raw every single week. Definitely, if they do that. He's a draw, 100%. He's memeable and he's a draw. I watch his videos way too much. So yeah, good shit. And I know we're an NXT show, and we've recently been pouring them out for some NXT people. Pour one out for Brian Kendrick. We'll tell you why later.
Oh, boy, yeah. Poor Spanky.
But Swerve, Isaiah Swerve Scott, he has like a podcast, YouTube show, and stuff like that. And he recently had Eddie Kingston on, and they were like talking about some things. And Swerve kind of was a bit candid about WWE, and he said he was really proud of his stuff in WWE. But it looks as if, like, kind of what he was saying was he loved Hit Row, but it's not kind of something that he came up with, or he was kind of added to. Okay. And that he kind of wants to do his own sort of thing. So that kind of answers any questions if you were thinking, or people wondering if maybe we would see him in Hit Row in other places. It kind of seems like maybe he wants to do his
Honestly,
own.
I think he's so... I loved Hit Row. I thought they really worked. And I think
he was definitely the glue.
If you wanted to take those guys and put them somewhere else, but I think he'll be absolutely fine on his own as well. Yeah. I think the guy is a star. I don't understand how they let this guy go, but you could say that about a lot of people. Yeah. But I saw him during his NXT run and thought, if you want to go with this guy, he could be the guy for your company. He's that good, I think. Yeah. He's like, every aspect of his game is pretty solid.
He can talk. Yeah. He's got a good look.
He's current.
He's very current.
He's cool.
He's an amazing wrestler.
And a fucking good wrestler, yeah.
So I hope to see him somewhere else very, very soon. Yeah. Hopefully get to see him wrestling again. But yeah, it also sounded, because then kind of linking what he said there and some other things the other guys have said, it sounds as if it was supposed to be Leo Rush in the lead of Hit Row originally. So, interesting. I mean, there is that. Leo Rush has got some sort of unit thing happening in AEW, but I would like to see Swerve. Yeah. Eventually, even over there as well, because I think he's great.
Yeah, I can see him showing up on like GCW shows and things like that first, maybe. Yeah, because he's done like the deathmatch stuff, and I think he's got that kind of like, I don't know, outlaw vibe to him. You know, like that fits in with that company. Like, whilst AEW might be a little loaded, but eventually, the guy needs to be in a major promotion.
Like Johnny Gargano and all the stuff he put out.
Well, he's on Twitch right now.
He's on Twitch right now.
He's competing with us.
We're competing with Gargano, our boy.
I'd say he's doing a little better than us on Twitch right now, although a load of people just left the room. Yeah, he just dropped down, but yeah. Well, we might go and pay him a visit after our upNXT review.
Yeah, we'll go give him a raid. Yeah. He also got his Pro Wrestling Tees up right away. Mm-hmm. So that answers the question if he's still tied with WWE. Because A, he's Twitch, which they don't let you do now. And B, he's got Pro Wrestling Tees. So go support Johnny Gargano. Yeah. He's got a kid on the way, damn it. Go support him.
Got a cool shirt on. It says dogs.
Yeah. He's wearing a shirt that says dogs? Yeah. Oh. I mean, hey, dogs are great. So yeah, he's got a dog.
He needs to fix his stream is kind of stretched, don't you think?
Yeah, now you're judging Johnny's Twitch streams.
Well, I think it can look a little nicer.
It's his first stream.
Yeah, true. Go back at our first stream.
Did we look? I don't think we looked even as that good.
No, we didn't. We didn't. We're in the tiny scrump room, weren't we? I think.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. Our monitor.
Talked about Spider-Man, I think, on one of the first ones.
There you go.
Yeah.
So.
But Dickie Bird, give Johnny a word and help him out there.
Give him some graphics. Yeah. Just reuse the graphics you gave us.
Yeah.
He won't know. Johnny will be like, this looks great. Yeah. Shout out Johnny, though.
Yeah.
Good for him, letting him do stuff that he wants to do. I love to see it. But let's talk about why we're here. Yeah. Let's talk about NXT 2.0. If you listened to last week's upNXT, where me and Davie discussed NXT, I was so furious with Grayson Waller that I walked off the set. We stopped recording, and I yelled at you. I flipped the table over. I said, I'm done. And you said, fine, I'll do it myself. And I said, sure. And tonight, you're leading NXT.
I was like, do you want me to lead next week? Because you seem very unhappy.
I'm unhappy. I'm speaking on behalf of all the black and gold fans out there. It's been time. It's not this week. It's not last week. This is a show that has defeated me as a fan. This is when you have a DVR, and it's this like September fall time. You're trying out all these new shows that ABC, NBC are pumping out, and then you watch one week, you go, and then you watch another week, you go, not one I'm gonna cancel that future DVR recordings. This one definitely would have been canceled a long time ago. So you said I'm too mad, so I can't even watch NXT and enjoy it anymore.
Well, we open NXT December 14th, 2021 from the Capital Wrestling Center with a recap of last week's show with Grayson Waller taking out Johnny Gargano, and we're seeing some footage this time taken from like Waller's phone as he's doing the attack, as he's like taunting everyone in the CWC, and he says Johnny Wrestling is done. And we see Grayson Waller arrive to the CWC to fans outside who are booing him, going, you suck, and Waller just takes out his phone, is recording a video, starts lunging. He's loving it. He's loving all the attention he's getting. But we kick off tonight's show with a no-holds-barred match. Cameron Grimes versus Duke Hudson. Now, Duke Hudson's been mad after his head was shaved because Cameron Grimes cheated. He pulled the tights. And ever since he's been wearing this wig and a wrestling headgear. So Grimes said, all right, you thought I cheated? Well, how about next week it's no DQ. Anything goes. So no one can cheat. So Grimes comes out and he's already throwing weapons in the ring to start things off. As Hudson comes out, Grimes attacks him right away, puts a trash can on his head and does a PK to the trash can. There's then a nice top rope moonsault from Grimes to a standing Duke Hudson. Looked pretty good. And now he's just dragging Hudson around by the wig. Hudson does this move where he like slingshots over the top rope into a German suplex, which I thought looked pretty nice.
It did, yeah. He did look pretty good doing that.
It's kind of like Johnny's like slingshot spear, but like he slingshots behind him and then into the German. I thought it looked cool.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think much of Duke Hudson's wrestling, and kind of seeing a little glimmers like that, I'm like, oh, like, you're not just a poker player.
Yeah.
You're a good wrestler.
On the outside, Hudson pokes Grimes in the eyes and then goes for the razor's edge. He tried this in their War Games match, but this time to the floor. But Grimes manages to counter this into a Rana like he did in the first match, but it sends Hudson to the barricade. In the ring, Grimes sets up a chair and goes for a poetry in motion off the chair. Maybe a shout out to Jeff Hardy, who I believe the Hardys trained him, right?
Yeah.
But this gets caught by Hudson, and we saw this in their War Games match as well. Hudson follows it up with a big uranagi, but this time to a steel chair, which looked pretty painful.
Yeah, like the chair was set up, so it bends it and breaks it.
During picture-in-picture, we see Hudson get out the poker table. It's like a regular table, but a rounded folding poker table.
Yeah, like the ones you see at Walmart and stuff.
And Hudson tries to superplex Grimes onto the poker table, but Grimes fights him off and hits a high crossbody jumping over the table, which looked pretty nice. And then Grimes goes for the cave-in, but gets caught with a powerbomb through the table, and Hudson goes for the cover, but the referee doesn't count because the shoulders are on the table and not on the mat.
On the rubble.
Yes.
He's yelling at the ref.
He's yelling. He's like, just fucking count it. So Hudson pulls him out the way, goes for the pin, but Grimes kicks out at 2. And now Hudson's mad, so he goes under the ring, pulls out the clippers, goes to shave Grimes' head, but Grimes kicks him in the head, hits the leaping poison Rana, and then does the cave-in onto the steel chair, which looked pretty sweet.
He hit the poison Rana, which then set up Duke to be sitting on the chair, and then caves him in while he's sitting down, so it breaks the chair.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, Cameron Grimes wins the match, and after the match, finally, he rips off the wig, revealing Duke Hudson's bald head.
He looks great. He looks fine.
He looks fine. I would say he looks... I don't know, I do feel the hair worked for him.
Of
he
course.
Looks a bit more generic here.
Yeah,
a bit bland.
Yeah.
Like, just his body type, I
thought he looked good. He
doesn't
with
look
the hair.
stupid at all.
No, of course they got to play it up. Like,
yeah.
Wade was playing it up on commentary. They're like, no, it's his real hair. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, he just got it done and stuff like that. And then is like shocked, like, you scalped him. You ripped his head off. Oh, it's a wig. Oh, okay, yeah.
What I found funny, he lost the match, 10 days ago? He'd probably have more hair than this now already, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He's been shaving it.
I shave my head once a week, usually, sometimes twice, and it's like it grows pretty quick. People, you kind of don't realize. So, and also, Grimes only got him like one or two things, so he had to shave it himself.
It's in the contract. He's probably got to shave it for a year or something.
Oh man,
keep it short.
It's too bad.
But yeah, what did you think of this?
Yeah, it was fine. They had some cool spots. It reminded me of the last few Grimes feuds. Like he gets in these like almost comedy feuds that have some seriousness to it, and he usually like steps up. Wade Barrett also brought up that people were calling Grimes John Wick, which I think we were calling him like, he looks like John Wick. So Grimes is trying to tap into that serious side more so. So I kind of want to see more of that. I think the comedy stuff is gonna wear thin if it hasn't already for some people. But
I'd like to see him once. Like Mello is done with what he's doing with we're thinking possibly unification with the cruiserweight. I'd like to see Grimes and Mello go at it, and Grimes try and have a North American title run, because I think he definitely deserves to be pushed up the card. He delivers every single time and gets given a lot of silly shit, and he makes pretty good stuff out of it sometimes.
Yeah.
The hand he's been dealt, shall we say?
That's right. In this
to use a poker term.
It's just crazy how this guy. He's been here for quite a while, it seems. At least 3 years now?
Yeah, about since the breakout.
Yeah, I'd say a year plus he's definitely been like a staple. I would like to see him go up the card a bit more, or even main roster. Honestly, I think the whole stuff with the stock market to the moon stuff would have probably hit and gotten WWE a lot of coverage if that was on a bigger scale. But I do love his wrestling. Even Hudson kind of shows some wrestling. I just think... like it's still super goofy, and like I didn't necessarily hate this at all. I'm just like, all right, like let's move away.
I thought it was a pretty fun plunder match, and they got a lot in a pretty short amount of time here.
Yeah,
and I did like I like the closing like segment like bit of the match here with the cave in through the chair. I thought looked pretty cool.
Yeah, there were some creative spots. It did make me laugh seeing the poker table being brought out,
and there were callbacks to their other match, which I appreciated too.
But again, Hudson looked fine with the hair. He'll just grow it back.
He will. Cora Jade is backstage being interviewed, and she says she's so excited because she's been medically cleared, but Dakota Kai interrupts. And she says, don't you see? This is what she does. She did this with me, and now she's doing it with you. When Raquel finds someone she likes, she latches onto them and holds onto them for dear life and lets you do all the dirty work while she takes all the glory. Well... maybe you should form a tag team with her. Hell, maybe you should do the Dusty Classic with her. And then Cora calls her Mum. Says like, shut up, Mum.
Don't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what to do. And says, I'm going to beat you tonight. And then I'm going to beat Mandy Rose for the title. And Cora Jade walks off. And now Dakota is kind of freaking out after being called Mum and storms off.
Well, she knows how WWE treats their women superstars. Once you're 30, you're old, and we don't want you. Yeah, we don't want you anymore. Yeah. Is what it kind of sounds like.
I did realize when I saw this match was happening tonight, Dakota and Cora Jade is essentially Dakota Kai, like from a few years ago.
2 years ago,
like before she.
Yeah, we said it a few times on this show as of late, but Dakota Kai is amazing. She's been amazing. She's been on a crazy great run in NXT. Up until this point, I do not like this character. Whatever it is that she's supposed to be doing and acting, I cannot stand it.
Unhinged.
Looks so fake. I don't like it.
I agree.
At all. She's amazing. Again, Dakota Kai is awesome. This is just not working.
I even think everything she said here, if it was in her old voice,
would have been great.
It's like she's doing the same to you what she did to me. She's latching on. She's being your friend. She's having you do your work. All of that makes complete sense in her story arc and sounds great. And we know Dakota Kai can sound great in these promos, but she just... it's not working.
Everything she said was fine. It's just how she was saying it. She's doing this
twitchiness,
weird...
and now she's like
so stupid.
Freaking out because she's being called a mom.
Oh, she said I'm mom. It's like,
it's sad to watch because you just cringe watching it. And you go, what are you doing?
She's another one you could have seen on the main roster putting on...
She wasn't broke. You know, why fix it?
Yeah, it's so weird. So weird. And she was a great heel before. When she turned on Tegan and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Like, and again, the crowd doesn't want to necessarily boo her.
No.
Because they like her still. So it's just so backwards. It feels weird.
Yeah.
I just want to see her get back to good wrestling.
Well, let's get back to a great tag team. We get Briggs and Jensen.
Oh boy.
Who are going to the country concert, and they're in their truck, and they're all excited, and what's his name? Jensen's like polishing up the truck, and Briggs goes, "Hey, where are the girls at?" And then Kayden, Carter, and Kacy Catanzaro show up in their truck.
It's a bigger truck.
It's a bigger truck, and they're like, "Hey, boys," and I think it's Briggs says, "You think that's cool? Well, that truck is really cool." So we see them go to an actual.
This is fun.
I'm gonna watch this one again later.
Yeah, you're gonna watch this one a few times.
We saw Kayden and Kacy go to the festival in Florida,
EDC Orlando
recently,
or something. Yeah.
And now again, this isn't like a setup concert. They've gone to a legit concert here, and
there's country music playing in the background, like a track over.
And there are a lot of people trying to enjoy this concert.
And then there's a camera crew filming these idiots.
And everyone's looking at them like, "What the fuck are these guys doing?" And they're doing like line dancing, and
so it seemed like Briggs was the one who was like, "Let's go," and then when he's there, they're more interested in Jensen. It kind of seemed like they're dancing, so he's just kind of like, and it's like they're teaching him how to line dance at the concert and stuff. Explaining this does not do any justice.
Then the girls seem more interested with each other, and they start dancing with each other, and the segment ends with Briggs and Jensen with their jaws wide open. It's the way they do it. It's like when you watch American Pie or something, and the two girls make out, and the guys are like, "What?"
Right.
But these two girls are just line dancing with each other.
They go to raves. They're rave girls and dancing. They like to enjoy themselves.
I hate these four.
All four of them.
All four of them.
I think when I saw that,
possibly the most annoying.
Yeah. Imagine you're at this concert.
Yeah, the people didn't look impressed.
No, everyone around looked upset.
What are you doing?
Everyone's like looking back, like
Florida Georgia Line are playing.
Turn the lights down. We're trying to watch this shit. It looked like that at that rave thing. They also look like such tryhards. Like the rave thing, they're like woo, and then here they're doing the same thing, but it's a country music concert. I know people love country music; it's great, but just not working at all.
I don't think Josh Briggs listens to country music.
Ask him what his favorite country music.
His character, he just seems so. Briggs maybe. Sorry, Jensen.
No, the other way, Jensen. Yeah,
Jensen maybe, but he seems this character just doesn't seem to like fit. All of these are.
I'm watching a wrestling show, sports entertainment show, whatever they fucking call it these days, and it's these two guys going to a concert with these two girls, and they're dancing
and sometimes this stuff works. We've seen, remember like the Mandy and Otis stuff. It was silly, but you actually kind of were like, I kind of want Otis to get the girl there.
Right.
Like it's goofy, but no one is endearing themselves to me in this. Where I really don't care if annoying guy hooks up with annoying girl.
No. All unlikable.
At the country concert.
They're so unlikable. All four of them here. Look, we've already made fun of these two separately, and it's like, wait, let's just put it together in the same segment so we can skip two birds, one stone. Because I hate both of these teams. I cannot stand it. It's so funny. We're laughing. It's not supposed to be this funny. We're not laughing with them. We're laughing at them 100%. And I need to make that clear. Because I don't think making this, whoever's putting this together, who's ever writing this idea, coming up with these lines, is like, that's funny. That'll hit. No, it's not. It's really not. It's bad. And you should feel bad.
But watching...
Triple H, where are you? Triple H!
But like occasionally, like, Kayden and Kacy's TikTok will pop up on my Instagram.
Sure.
Like, I feel like they might be having a lot of input in this because they're as unlikable on them as they are on TV.
Sure. Hey, maybe it's working for them and they're like, hey, this is what we want to do.
Some people might love it. I don't know. Let me know if you are, because this is the point for me every week. I know like every segment is for you, but this is the point for me.
This is up there now. Instantly up there.
Oh.
You've heard us riff on that Briggs and Jensen steak thing.
Yeah.
Like a lot. And brought it up a lot. And then we riff on Kayden and Kacy a lot. And when it comes to the wrestling, we're like, hey, they've improved and they've gotten really good.
I like Kayden and Kacy as a team.
Yeah.
I think in ring they're pretty fun.
Just like now they're putting these things together. I know last week they said who wants to come to the concert, and they like walked off with the tickets. It's just like, what the...
thing is, we're going to get more of these.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, this is going to keep going on.
I would be so furious if I was trying to enjoy Chris Stapleton or whoever, and they're like, yo, can you shut the fuck up? I'm trying to watch this. Turn those cameras down. Like, I'm on drugs. Stop. When they're at the rave, specifically, people are like, I'm trying to pop Molly. Can you please turn those cameras somewhere else? Yeah, this is hilariously bad.
Rockin' Horse is open again now.
It's got a country bar. Yeah. If you're the person who listens and goes, these guys said this match this week was really good, I should check it out. Don't watch any matches. Just watch this promo.
Watch this to know what we're talking about.
and then go put on an old takeover.
Yeah.
Feel good.
Speaking of unlikable people, Grayson Waller is backstage. And he comes to the ring here. He's got chance of asshole against him, and he's just going, I love it. I love it. And he says, a wise man once said, you can never fail if you bet on yourself. It was beautiful, and I had a tear in my eye, referring to Johnny's promo last week. Well, that wise man overstood his welcome. He wanted to talk about his wife. He wanted to talk about you guys, the audience, the crowd. Why would he want to thank you? I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I had all the views. I was trending everywhere. And that's what happens when you bet on yourself. And we've got the crowd getting pretty heated with shut the hell up chants.
Oh, so edgy.
So the etiquette at the CWC is pretty nice.
Because they probably have to tell you.
Hey,
like,
don't
kids.
swear. They're like, shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Waller then plays the footage from his Instagram of him, the attack last week. Now there are asshole chants. And he goes, I'm getting chills. Last week, I cemented myself as the NXT superstar. I went from jumping off the cage, winning War Games, and ending the career of an NXT legend. Then I spent the weekend partying with celebrities. Well, what did you do? You spent the weekend complaining about me. And then Waller shows all these tweets of people saying, Grayson Waller, you scumbag, and stuff. And then shows one from Wade Barrett that comes up that calls him a piece of shit.
He says
POS.
He's a POS, and I think I like it.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh.
And he's like, wait. That's what you think of me? Well, this isn't 2010. I couldn't care less what you think of me. And then there's Vic Joseph. I did this to your best friend in the entire world right in front of you, and you didn't do a single thing. I want you to remember that. Shows what kind of a man you are. I mean, we kind of said the same thing last night.
I agree with him.
Yeah.
I agree with him completely. Vic, all you needed to do was attempt to do something and get one punch, and then you're a hero. But no, you just watched.
Yeah.
And called it.
Johnny's got this. I love how they went from...
Ciampa too, fuck it. Where's Ciampa?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was Ciampa.
Cowards.
I like how just in 2 weeks, like, Vic Joseph is Johnny Gargano's best friend. Like, Johnny's way out, and he's like, actually, my best friend's Vic Joseph. And I was like, all right, okay. And now it's storyline.
That's because all these other friends are elsewhere.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm just left with Vic. So Grayson continues, I don't need friends. I don't need family. I don't need any of you. The only thing I need to get to the top of this industry is Grayson Waller. And then he puts on these annoying, like, fake glasses and walks off. And it cuts to Wade and Vic, and Wade goes, I tried to like this guy. I really did. And then...
Vic is like, hey, don't take it to heart, because that guy Grayson Waller is not even verified on Twitter. So.
Really made up for you not standing up for your mate there, Vic.
I did laugh really hard. I did laugh really hard at that line. I think that they're, like... I think using someone to take out Johnny is a good way to get some heat, obviously. But I'm not super sold on Grayson Waller. I think he cuts a fine promo. Everything he said here was like, good. You want these people to boo you. Like, definitely soak it in as much. The thing where he came in the beginning where people just booing him, like, definitely, like, soak it in and work that as the angle. I just still find him very, like, not on a level of all these other, like, characters that stand out. I feel like he's just not quite at this level yet. Someone in the chat, Vic Bear in the chat right now says Grayson Waller is PG MJF, and I'm like, it's just because he's a heel and he's saying things. But in the same way, it's like, yeah, what he's saying is a lot of still like what all these other gimmicks are doing. Like, think of Joe Gacy with the buzzword stuff we keep saying. He's just literally taking words and putting them. Grayson Waller does that, where he's like, the likes and the like he's purposely taking things and putting them in. Great, but it still isn't coming across. Like he says in his promo, and mind you, this is all kayfabe. This is a made-up show. He's like, you were all talking about... No, literally no one cared, honestly. People were more interested in Johnny Gargano's Pro Wrestling Tees and Twitch, because like people haven't been watching. The ratings last week showed that. The ratings continue to show that no one's watching this fucking show.
Yeah, but come on, you're not going to have him come out and be
course.
like, hey, everyone was talking about Johnny last week and the ratings suck.
No,
like,
I know. Yeah. I know. That's what I'm saying.
I think over time, I have a feeling this is going to work.
Sure. It is working.
Right from the beginning, when he was a baby face, we were like, fucking hate this guy.
Right.
Because his look is annoying.
Yeah.
Like, everything's annoying about him. Now he's a heel, and I think...
It works better.
And I think that I'm surprised they haven't played more with his reality TV background, because that is exactly...
Well, we have The Miz already.
No, we do, but that is exactly what he...
Yeah.
You understand his character because he comes from a world of reality TV where it's all of likes and swipes and all that. I thought his delivery was really good. I think he's...
I do think
he's starting to get genuine like hate from people, and I think we've seen snippets of what he can do in the ring where he can go. So I think if you add, like, if he can get into a proper feud here and amp this up, I feel like it could work. I feel like they could have something with this guy.
Yeah, I think the story... I think to make it bigger, it should have been played in with Ciampa is mad that he did this. Instead, they're going back to the LA Knight thing, which I think instantly, like, you're wasting that rocket that you decided to light last week. So it's like...
I think it's also because they started the LA Knight feud as a bit of a comedy feud.
Right.
And now you've got this guy who is disrespecting the old guard. And it's like, time's moved on. And I think we've said, although LA Knight's a veteran in the business, we don't look at him as necessarily old guard NXT. He's someone who's been there about a year. Yeah. And whereas if it was a Ciampa or even a Pete Dunne more so than the Tony D'Angelo feud, I think it would make sense more character-wise. But I think he followed up pretty strong after last. He
sounds like everything he's saying is like, yeah, in this character, it definitely makes sense. I would do 100% the same thing. Like, why not? This guy left. It's almost still bigging up Johnny in some way, because it's like, he's got to come back.
I think that shows kind of the terms they left on that. That they gave him the over on last week with the promo and go away, do your thing, but that door is open. Johnny knows that. Like, Johnny could walk back in tomorrow by the looks of it if he wanted to.
Royal Rumble.
But maybe.
I think it is the right way to go. It's still a little like paint by numbers, fill in this part with this and stuff. Whereas you do watch some other people on the microphone and stuff, it kind of connects a little bit more, I find. But he is so unlikable that they did do the right thing. Imagine this guy still was a babyface.
I mean, if you look at the class of people he's in, of these new ones, he's not an MJF, but few people are, really. But the class of people who've like just started having a bit of TV time in the last few months, he's way ahead, I think. For talking, like we want them to go further. We want them to get better and it connect more and less buzzwords for sure. But I thought he was not bad. I could see him going further and eventually getting a lot better, a lot more polished and everything. But so far, it's like it is this boo. It's the thing to at where is this, CWC? Yeah, it will be the thing to boo him just because everyone's hating him. Yeah, and that's the story. Like through the rest of the show, he's walking backstage and trying to talk to people, and they're all like, "You're an asshole." Well, we'll get to the bit later, but they've already set up a him and Breakker thing for down the line. Yeah, which I assume Breakker will be the champ pretty soon. Yeah. Well, we go backstage to Malcolm Bivens, who's with Diamond Mine, and says Diamond Mine is all about the big money matches and nothing is as big as Roderick Strong versus Bron Breakker. And Bron, you may be the breakout star, but you're not the workhorse of NXT. That is Roderick Strong. He is the best. And then Roddy tells the rest of Diamond Mine, hey, I'm going to do this on my own tonight. Stay in the back. And then Bivens sends off Ivy Nile for her match and fist bumps her and goes like, damn girl, you're strong.
Yeah, I like Malcolm Bivens. I still think he's the best part of Diamond Mine, as much as I love Roderick Strong. And all of them have been impressive, but
I think Bivens is so good that the rest of Diamond Mine could kind of rotate in and out, and we could have new people go in and people leave. And as long as Malcolm Bivens is kind of running it, it's something. Like, he's so good on the mic and pretty funny, I think.
Yeah.
We go to... We said last week we haven't seen... this lady for a while. Well, it's Lashing Out with Lash Legend.
Woo! So excited.
And this week she has 2 special guests.
What?
Kishida and Ikamanjiro. And she always sings it. Like,
Ikamanjiro, you're my hero.
Yeah.
Ikamanjiro, you're my hero.
Just like that. While they're sitting down, the sleeping girl, the former Mei Ying, Karen Q, walks past with her eye mask on and
sits down,
pillow, and just walks through.
Yeah.
And the Jacket Time says, "Thank you for having us. We are big fans of Lashing Out." And she wants to talk to them about how they're always dressed to impress, and then shows videos of them in jackets.
Because they're Jacket Time.
Because they're Jacket Time.
Jacket Time.
And Jiro says, well, their secret is style strong. See what they did there?
Yeah.
Yep. And she's like, yo, what's your beef with grizzled young veterans? And Jiro says, well, that's a sensitive operation. And Kishida says, they attacked us last week. And then they flip into Japanese, and suddenly they're not all smiley and they're super serious. And they go, like Grayson Waller, you have no respect for the ring, grizzled young vets. We are the ultimate team, and we put smiles on faces, but we will wipe the floor with yours. And Lash Legend's like, oh, all right, that's a little intense there. And then they go back to being smiley, happy, and say, Jacket Time!
And then you see the girl sleeping again.
Yeah.
And she makes her face like, oh, when they're like change their tone. But yeah, free Kushida.
Yeah, jeez.
I think it's supposed to be funny, but I don't like it. Especially ever since I saw Jiro taking a shit. Yeah. And this tag team did form again, also in the washroom,
in the toilet.
So yeah, I'm designed to hate this. I don't want this.
No,
I don't like
this. I know.
I need an adult.
The joke is meant to be that like they're all happy, and then when they're speaking Japanese, they're serious. But what you saw is when they were doing the bit in Japanese, both suddenly looked so much more comfortable as performers.
Sure.
And I'm like, yeah, can you just do this?
Just wrestle.
I never need to hear Kishida speak English, to be honest. Like, can he just say, oh, he's going to fucking
break someone's
arm?
Yeah.
In Japanese?
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of this segment either, this Lashing Out thing.
Every time I watch Lashing Out, I hate it more. Yeah. And every time I watch Jiro, I hate him more. Yeah. Whereas the
novelty wore off very quickly.
Very fast. Jiro. Yeah, and the Jacket Time thing, it's hilarious. And me and you talk about it all the time. Off air, we joke. And Jacket Time, best tag team in the world. I just want to see this guy wrestle. This guy, when
Kishida,
when Kishida signed, we were all like, okay, but and like, yeah,
and he started to finally kind of, they made him cruiserweight champion, and when they were actually taking that a bit more seriously,
sure, yeah,
and then very quickly it's just unraveled, and I'm surprised it's taken this long for them to actually just put him in this comedy role. But they handled him well for a couple of years.
I wouldn't even say that. No, complete flop.
I wouldn't say complete flop.
What's the best match he had in NXT?
Walter.
Was that on? That wasn't even a takeover, was it? Has he even wrestled on a takeover?
Yeah.
Man.
He's had a takeover match. He's had some good matches. I'd say he's done more than Hideo.
Dickie in the Twitch chat right now is reminding us that the finals of the battles best of the Super Juniors are tonight.
Ah.
Kushida won't be in that, but
Shibata's wrestling, isn't he?
Shibata has an announcement.
An announcement, okay.
Yeah, but the announcement is Kushida's leaving WWE. No.
Yeah.
I've been a fan of Kishida for a very, very, very long time, and this is just like, man,
I know
things have changed, and you were kind of part of that change, and now you're in the wrong spot at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Like, you literally got all these other people famous from having great matches through the years, and now you're doing this. You're doing literally potty humor.
Realistically, though, would they have promoted him to the heavyweights in New Japan? Possibly not. Like, he could have been just treading water there
for sure
for a few years, and I think
for sure he's been in the tag and juniors and all that,
you can understand why he'd have wanted to give US a go, and like I think
of course
he should have had some bigger matches, but he has had some good like featured TV matches and stuff, and I'm just saying I'm glad like it's taken them this long to do the stupid comedy shit that
Funaki.
WWE always do with Japanese talent.
Yeah,
you know, it's just the main roster bleeding into NXT now.
They should turn him into a cowboy.
Sure, why not?
They should turn him into the #1 announcer. Where's I don't like the lashing out thing. Could potentially be something because wrestling talk shows and all that stuff, but the Jiro thing, I'm completely like, I want to love this guy. He looks so funny. He looks so friendly.
Yeah.
Just want to have a beer with this guy and chat about his jacket and how he does the flashing thing. It's silly. It's ridiculous. But when it comes down to it, it's just not. No. It's just not hitting, and it sucks so bad to see Kushida just doing this when they could be doing what they were on their right track to be doing with all these talented wrestlers. And Kushida is not known for his speaking, and here he is week after week doing silly promos. Yeah, he's in a match later, but how long was the match? Like 3 minutes? Like this was probably longer than the match. So like it's just like man, Kushida, they're doing you dirty. Go home. Go to Japan. Go back. Go wrestle. Do GCW. Literally just do it all. Honestly, he would be killing it because people love him and they miss him in that way. Because Alex Shelley's wrestling again. He's doing all sorts of stuff. Bring the Time Splitters back. Like, there's so much more he could be doing, I think, than just being stuck here in exile with these little kids who think they have other jobs.
We go to our next match. Amari Miller taking on Ivy Nile. Amari Miller's got quite the entrance song.
What is this? Like it sounds like Kelly Clarkson, EDM, or pop. I don't know.
It was like real kiddie pop, wasn't it?
It was weird.
I
didn't hate it because we both were like, "Oh, what is this?
Whoa, what is this?
What is this weird theme?" But then we're like,
It sounded like the Dolliver Daisy commercial.
Just change the words.
Yeah.
Amari Miller.
They're really pushing Nile because Bivens said this in the promo, and they were saying it on commentary as well. Nile is the pit bull.
She looks like a pit bull.
Yeah.
And she's got the chain like the pit bulls from ECW. Yeah.
And Ishii.
That's right. Stone pit bull.
Yeah. There's Ivy's gonna kill you chance. We get a headlock takedown from Ivy Nile, and she locks everything in. It looks painful, everything she does here, which I appreciate because a headlock's normally can be boring. It depends how you apply it, you know. And but Amari Miller kind of manages to counter with a bit of a leg scissors around the head, and even starts doing some press-ups. Amari Miller kind of taunting Ivy Nile, and
she's doing her bit.
Yeah, Nile looks a little pissed off by it. Miller tries to go for an arm lock, but Nile springs off the ropes and clubs her in the back to escape. Miller follows up with an elbow drop off the first rope to the back, and then
Amari hits this really nice spin kick.
Oh, she hits one in the corner.
Like right to the head, which looked pretty good, but it wasn't enough to keep her down.
They keep going for pins, both of them. There's a lot of pinning combinations, and that's where Amari hits that spin kick, and then goes to the kick again, but this time Nile ducks and hits this kind of wrestling takedown, and then Nile rolls through the pin, but comes out of the pin and transitions it into the neck crank.
The Dragon Sleeper.
Yeah, for the win.
Yeah, Dragon Sleeper always looks good.
Yeah.
It's a solid move that isn't used quite enough, but looks like a cool finisher. Again, a squash match.
It was a bit they gave Amari Miller a lot more than I thought they would here. They definitely were trying to showcase her a little bit.
But still, it was probably 2 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't mind this one. I thought I actually liked it wasn't as kind of paint by numbers as a lot of the squash matches here, and I like that they actually had a bit of a wrestle back and forth, and Miller showed some. I thought that kick looked really nice, and I kind of like what they did with the time here.
Just another dancing gimmick. It's like
But I think Ivy Nile could be really good. I think she's impressive, and the crowd seem to like her as well. They're getting behind her as this.
She's got a great look too. She looks like a kid,
Yeah.
like she's jacked. I can't say this did much for me, but I do see big things for Ivy.
We go backstage to Zion Quinn, who's asked about Elektra's intentions last week. Did she mean Zion to use the brass knucks, or did she try to mean to do the distraction thing? And Quinn says, look, after last week, I see it how it is. I play it straight, but I know how Elektra plays it. So game on. And then Robert Stone interrupts and says he's sick of the disrespect from you, talking to Zion Quinn, and everyone around here. But everything's going to change now, and everyone is going to take me seriously when Von Wagner interrupts and says, I'm going to smash everyone to the ground. And if you've got a problem with that, come Tuesday, you can say it to my face.
Come Tuesday, it's jacket time. He didn't
Jack
say
off week.
Yeah, he didn't say come Tuesday again, but forever he's good. He does in my head, so he does in yours too.
He's a terrible promo.
Come Tuesday.
He?
He's always wrestlers always growl.
He squints.
He's doing the Goldberg come Tuesday. Yeah.
His delivery's not great. He does need a bit of work with this.
I don't know what the fuck this was. Going from Zion Quinn to this guy.
And he looked like he'd been
guy.
hanging out with Briggs and Jensen. He just rolled in his flannel.
He's in a flannel shirt. Yeah, he was at the country concert and left early.
Yeah.
To come here to cut this promo, but he's gonna smash and beat him into the ground.
Yeah.
He talks like a wrestler.
It's very 80s.
It's like, I just recently watched Spider-Man 1 with Macho Man Randy Savage, and I would never dare compare.
What's it?
Bonesaw.
Bonesaw.
I would never compare Von Wagner to Bonesaw, but McGraw. But he's doing that like just classic wrestler, like smash him, beat him
up
into the ground.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, man. Did you change your gear yet? you still have the yoga pants. And you gained the plaid shirt.
Just put him with fucking Briggs and Jensen.
Be their leader?
Yeah.
Vaughn was there. They called themselves Briggs and Jensen, right?
Yeah.
BJ, so BWJ, BBWJ. I don't know what you're gonna call them. Someone found that funny. I don't know. This
That's
guy.
the name of our secret chat group, is it not?
That's BDSM.
Yeah.
This guy is interesting. I think the wrestling is there, but this is laughable too. A lot of this show seems like it's promo class still.
Yeah.
But he makes me laugh, probably not for the right reasons. But I cannot unhear him saying "Come Tuesday."
And we never really found out why he turned on Kyle.
No, he should explain.
He just wants to smash people's heads to the ground.
Yeah.
We're outside in a forest with Joe Gacy and Harland. And
I forgot that they started in the forest.
Yeah. And Joe Gacy says, "You have waited for this for so long. Don't be afraid of who you are." Yeah, they look scary here in the woods.
Yeah. They're hanging out with Von Wagner in the woods.
Yeah. Everyone loves the woods.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe Von should hang out with Briggs and Jensen, like hanging out in the woods, drinking beers. He's out there.
They're out there. Pick him up from being with the girls.
Yeah, I bet Von drives a pickup truck too. Like,
100%.
They all could be boys.
Yeah.
And then that's when Joe Gacy's squad is like, "Yo, you guys are just oozing toxic masculinity. You need to calm down."
We go to MSK and the shaman bro, Riddle.
Bro.
And they've got like a fanny pack, a bum bag on the table. They're in the treehouse, essentially, aren't they? Like
I thought they were in Matt Riddle's house.
Yeah, pretty plain looking room, some green lights, table.
Green?
Yeah. And they've got this like fanny pack. And Riddle's like, "What's in the bag, bro?"
Everything you need to know is in the bag.
Everything you need to know is in the bag. They go, "Well, we got some scissors. We've got some batteries, we've got some glasses, and one earbud."
I lost the other one.
Yeah.
Nash Carter. Yeah, sorry, I lost the other one. I've been there, bro.
And Matt Riddle's like, "Well, yo, bro, that can't be everything in the bag. You got anything more in the bag, bro?" And they reach down.
Sorry, is that your Matt Riddle?
They reach down and they now pull out a baseball bat from the bag. And they're like, whoa, bro.
So it's doing it like Austin Powers or what is
clowns out of a car
clowns
kind of
pulling
thing.
things out of something like doesn't clearly
that
fit.
doesn't fit.
Yeah.
It's the TARDIS of fanny packs. They then pull out a traffic cone, and then maybe the best thing, they pull out the John Cena Spinner US title.
While John Cena's original
Word Life
basic Thugonomics theme hits, and
Yep.
then they're spinning the title and like, whoa! Okay, I did laugh really hard at that. I'm sorry.
And Riddle says, bros, you see all this stuff here? This stuff is weighing down your life. It's cluttering you down, man.
Cluttering your life. You gotta focus.
And if you want to win the NXT Tag Team Championships, you gotta only think about that, bro. And Nash Carter goes, well, how do we clear our minds? And Riddle goes, sometimes you just gotta dig deep. And he reaches down and pulls out his scooter. And then they're like, whoa! So Nash Carter reaches down, pulls out a scooter for himself, and then Wes Lee reaches down and he pulls off a scooter, and they all ride off on their scooters
To the main roster.
to the main to be with Randy.
Yeah. Kind of the same sentiments I had the past ones where it's like, yeah, I know you're trying to be the stoner thing. And I think what he's trying to say here was like, yo, you're clouding your mind.
Yeah.
You're smoking too much weed instead of focusing on
Yeah.
the titles. But instead they flip it. No, you need these scooters because you got to be stoned and scootering. So, yeah. The U.S. title thing was a weird random
There are
pop,
sometimes some things that hit that get
Yeah.
a chuckle out of me. I don't. They're not great, but I don't hate these like I hate some of the other segments. And I think while you're keeping these guys away from the title picture for a little bit,
Yeah.
it keeps them in your mind. And it looks like, I assume they're riding back to NXT next week.
With
so,
Riddle.
I hope so.
I think Riddle should show up.
I think he should be there at least 1 week to be with them.
Yeah, he's playing super high.
Yeah.
Like the way his facial reactions
Yeah.
and stuff. He's trying to like hit you over the head with the stuff because they smoke weed, bro.
Yeah, they do. They do.
I don't know. I want to see these guys wrestle again. I would like them as a unit. I think it would make sense.
Yeah.
100% actually. Whether it's here or the main roster. He's tied up with Randy in that Arcade Bro tournament thing
Yeah.
that's not happening or something.
The Arcade Bronerman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely an audience that will click with it. I wouldn't mind seeing Riddle join them and
Yeah.
stuff, but interesting. We've all lost that one earbud too. That definitely made me laugh. But
Yeah, you almost lost mine once after a watch along.
couldn't find it.
Yeah.
It's like me with lids.
Yeah, you're terrible with lids. Just put them on after you use the sauce or the olive oil.
They all end up in my
It
fanny
freaks
pack.
me out. Yeah, they just disappear.
Sometimes you gotta dig deep down to get what you really want.
Sometimes you just got to put a lid back on the bottle. We live together. If you're new to this show.
Roommate things. Yeah, I want to see them with Riddle and come scootering down, but they're kind of now taking his gimmick. But whatever.
Yeah.
Weed, bro, smoke it.
Well, we'll be talking about the debut of Hook tomorrow, but we have another debut tonight. Very anticipated. The debut of Harland.
That's right.
And he's obviously out with Joe Gacy, taking on Guru Raaj. And Westside Gunn is front row to
This
see
I
Harland's
found-
debut.
Okay, Westside Gunn. Who I'm surprised. What's your favorite Westside Gunn song?
The second one.
His second one on Ever Made, or the
Second single release.
Right. What was that one called again?
You know, the one with the one with the beats.
The one with the beats.
Yeah, and the words. Claire's Back.
By Westside Gunn.
Yeah.
That's your favorite.
Feat Conway the
Yeah.
The-
Finish it.
Conway there's a commercial. Conway the Machine.
Yeah,
Benny the Butcher and DJ Clue.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah.
Good
That one. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one. Yeah, Westside Gunn is a huge artist right now, doing hip hop and stuff. Kind of the old school. He kind of isn't like in that whole new school kind of vibe. So a lot of old heads really love him. But he's a huge wrestling fan. I've talked about him on the show quite a bit. But there's some controversy because he's been to a lot of shows, whether it's main roster, NXT, and AEW. Specifically, a ton of AEW. In fact, he was at Grand Slam when we were there. I was like, holy shit. He was there with like a bunch of other rappers. But he loves wrestling. Like, he posts stuff all the time. His songs are named after wrestlers. He's got all this stuff. He loves it. And he's trying to, like, even make it more of a thing, like, than it already is, like hip-hop and wrestling. But he was at AEW last week. Front and center. He was where Scrump always sits. Right in the middle. So anytime someone's talking to each other, he's there on camera because he's right there. And people were like, oh, whoa, it's Westside Gunn, cool. They do not bring him up at all. They do not mention him. And during Cody Rhodes' match, Cody walks by him and goes over to T-Pain and hugs T-Pain. Westside Gunn after the show was like, yo, all this fucking money I spend, all the time I big up your shit, like, throw me a fuck, like, what the fuck? Like, I do all this for you and you, like, you're going to, like, duck me like that. He was like, he took it to heart, like he was offended. In real life, he is friends with Parker here, Harland. So, here he is for his debut. And they made sure right away, huge graphic, huge zoom in right there, Westside Gunn is here. Because I bet you, they were like, no, we'll show people you're here.
Which we don't normally see people at, like, CWC or Full Sail.
No,
like,
I'm surprised. I'm surprised he was there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go to this. Just
this is mate's would you go if it was my debut?
100%
against Guru Raaj?
Yeah, I would go to support Guru.
Yeah. What
Raaj.
Against me?
It was cool to see them like do that, but reality, they do mention like, oh, they're friends or something along the lines, like they know each other, because it wouldn't make sense to cut to him randomly.
But also, get over yourself. You've got front row tickets and you're going to cause a hissy fit. Enjoy the show. It's not about you.
Yeah, I see it like that. There were a few things, like wrestlers take pictures, like they've used him on social media to kind of get some clout, and then they kind of did him dirty. I think, especially when I watched that episode and it was T-Pain. I was like, oh, okay, like he's there too. He's kind of big at the moment. Why not? Why wouldn't you use him? Like at Grand Slam, they brought out Lil Uzi Vert to do nothing. He just stood there. Where I guarantee you, Westside Gunn is chomping at the bit to be in the ring, or do something and try to help. But I thought that was interesting. But they cut to him, show him right here.
He should be part of this team with Joe Gacy and Harland.
Yeah, because he's really woke and he'll join this group. That's fucking funny. They should do that.
That'd be great.
There you go. Here you heard it first. Joe Gacy, Westside Gunn, and Harland.
Yeah.
The newest group here. It'd be great.
Release song Toxic Masculinity or something. It'd be great. So it's Harland's debut and he grabs Guru. They kind of go for the classic tie-up and he just grabs him and shoves him to the mat. And then it's almost like a murder from a horror film.
Michael Myers.
He just grabs his head, repeatedly slams it face first in the mat, and then drags his big forearm and elbow repeatedly across the face. Looks very painful. And then hits the back suplex into a huge uranagi. If you're a fan of our show Was Next, this was Roman Reigns' original finisher.
It was.
And looked great from Harland, actually. Like, he got him really high, and 1, 2, 3, Harland wins in a squash, but I thought what I saw from him was pretty impressive.
I can't say the same. I think this guy will be a big thing in WWE. I've seen him just in his social media posts look more impressive than this. So I was a little like, okay, you could have done something. But he is dressed like a psycho killer. He is dressed like Michael Myers. So
and he was wrestling like that.
Yeah,
which I
so
quite
like I get it, because for this story right now, he doesn't need to be doing all these other things.
No, like we're not going to see him go out and do a 15-minute match on his debut. Like this is a monster kind of character, but I like that all his moves fit with the character. Even I really like the forearm drag across the face just looked mean, and I thought his big uranagi looked pretty good.
Yeah. I see big things for him, but this didn't like move a needle for me at all, because every match on this show for the past few weeks has been like this, like
squash.
Under 5 minutes, and like this was one of the quickest. This was legit a squash, because the other guy did not do anything. This guy just bounced his head like a basketball like 5 times, and I'm like, all right, I would be interested to see what you can do, because on social media a little while ago, before this character name change, he was he was quite vocal, like, yo, I'm the next Brock Lesnar. I'm going to beat Brock Lesnar. Like, I'm going to do all this. It's like, okay, well, you're doing one move in this match, but again, it's the start.
But then this is what people do. Like, this is what Brock did when he debuted.
Sure,
It's what you're going to get week one.
Yeah, it is literally...
He looks impressive.
Yeah, it's literally week one of his debut, so, like, yeah.
Gacy, after the match, looks at him and says, "Do you feel better?" And Harland shakes his head. So Gacy smiles and nods, sending him back in the ring. And he beats down on Guru Raaj.
He just does more of those things.
And then security run out, so Gacy calmly stops him. He has, like, control over Harland. And then they're escorted out of the arena from by all this security.
Yeah, they tell him to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
So they leave. Yeah.
It's like in Jack Frost. They're, like, shooing him off with the hairdryer. LA Knight shows up and he's asked about Grayson Waller, and he says, "You want me to talk about a guy who did half a good move at War Games and was butthurt because I went off with that girl last week? Someone go get Grayson Waller and tell him to face me." Yeah.
He doesn't have the Kavorka.
Yeah.
Like LA Knight, and he called him an incel as well. That incel.
I like...
That's what wrestlers calling incels these days.
Yeah. I like LA Knight always has, like, the Aaron Sorkin promo, you know, like walking down a hall and, like, talking to the camera. And
Who's that guy from?
He writes like West Wing,
West
Social
Wing.
Network,
Right.
his, like, shots are always people walking, and talking.
He tells him to find me. He's like, look, I'm here.
Find me.
I'm here. I want to fight you. So, yeah.
And after the commercials, Joe Gacy and Harland are being escorted out, and Spanky...
Brian Kendrick.
The
Brian Kendrick. Man with a plan.
Is leading the charge, being like, all right, out of here. So Harland grabs him by the throat and just, like, choke slams him down these steps.
So the way they shot it was as if, like, Spanky's like, ah, and then, like, cuts and he's on the ground overselling it.
Yeah.
This was way better than his match. This is way better. This is proving that he's this monster horror movie killer, because he literally just threw a guy down some stairs, and then they're acting as if he has committed a murder.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
So they're like, yo, what the fuck? You can't just do this, let alone doing it to Brian Kendrick. And today I learned Brian Kendrick is a producer at WWE. I did not know that.
I thought he got released.
I thought he was gone a long time ago. I love Brian Kendrick. Never forget that Brian Kendrick was in that scramble WWE Championship match, and the graphic popped up for, like, a good minute, like, current champion Brian Kendrick. Never forget. Someone knows what I'm talking about. I love this. I thought this was great. Throw him down the stairs. That gets heat on anything. I think this worked more than the match for me, 100%. And now Gacy is, like, still gonna play up like, well, like, I don't know how Gacy plays this up, because he, before all of this, is always like, no, peace, stop.
This is the first, like, actual heelish thing he's done, with sending, like, Harland onto Raaj after the match, and, like, what's his up until now, Gacy hasn't really done anything wrong. Just you don't really trust him.
Yeah. Now you're like,
now how do you justify this stuff?
But Gacy can still play up here. I said he could attack Raaj. I thought he was going to pick him up and give him a handshake or hug him. And no, that didn't happen. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to control him. And then you kicked us out, and he got scared, and like an animal in a corner, he freaked out and he threw Spanky down. This got to set up Brian Kendrick versus Harland.
Yeah, do we see a match?
You can see the burning hammer from
right now.
Brian Kendrick versus Kota Ibushi. It's the Cruiserweight Classic. He hit him with the burning hammer. He's gonna bring it. Yeah, he's gonna bring it back for Harland.
Jeez.
Yeah. Great. Probably my highlight of the show was this guy getting thrown down some stairs. Scares are scary.
Like, scares are scary.
Scares are scary. Stairs are scary.
Water's wet.
Yeah, water's wet.
We go to our next match. Is Cora Jade taking on Dakota Kai with Mandy Rose on commentary. And on commentary the whole time, Wade is just, like, gushing over Mandy Rose. And Vic calls him a simp. And Wade is like, yeah, I'm a simp for Mandy Rose. Simping ain't easy.
It's true.
Yep.
He also says, like, hey, it's not my fault. I have good taste in women. Like, pointing at, like, because Vic's...
He's with Mackenzie?
Yeah, Mackenzie Mitchell. Like,
Mackenzie's wonderful.
Yeah, I think he's just joking around with him. But I mean, can you blame Wade? Did you see Mandy Rose's Black Widow-esque outfit here? She's clearly in Marvel mode for this week, but what was this? Last week she had pants there's no way, I still don't know how people wear or get into. This was possibly tighter.
It was summoned, yeah.
Shout out Mandy Rose, our NXT
Tuesday.
Yeah, she's a great champion.
Really good champion. Dakota charges Cora right at the beginning. Cora goes for this like head scissors takedown and completely misses. Doesn't wrap the leg around the head at all.
The problem is Kai goes for the sell anyways.
Yeah, it was difficult because, it's like...
What do you do?
What do you do here? Because it looked like at one point maybe she could style it out and just kick her in the head or something, but complete mess. We get a backside from Cora for a near fall. Cora is now selling the left shoulder again, and Dakota pulls the shoulder into the ring post, and now Dakota's just working away on that shoulder. She hits a PK across it, multiple different submissions targeting that shoulder, and then Dakota goes for a running like face wash, big kick in the corner, but Cora escapes and sends Dakota to the outside. Now Cora comes back with clotheslines, successfully hits the head scissor takedown, hits her kind of CM Punk style knee in the corner, followed by a drop kick, and then Dakota hits this like weird inverted head twist face plant thing.
Didn't know what it was.
I've not seen her do this before. And then goes to the outside, brings out the shovel and brings it into the ring, but the ref grabs it off of her, and in the commotion, the tug of war with the shovel, Cora rolls up Dakota Kai for the surprise win.
Yeah, if WWE 2K were to come out this year and Cora Jade is in it, her finisher has to be the roll up. Surprise roll up, because every match she's done is done this move. Yeah, I love Dakota Kai, but we were kind of talking about her earlier and how the character thing is not working. I think it's not working transcending into her wrestling. Like, making her act this certain way is just not interesting. Cora Jade is awesome. Yeah, there's a few slip-ups here. I love her selling. She's clearly really good at acting.
Yeah,
so
her selling's the strongest point.
Yeah.
And, like, we got to remember she's only 20. And
crazy.
We see a little roughness in her matches, but there's also a lot of promise as well that this kid's 20. Like, if she can continue going, it should be good. The match was a bit up and down, a bit of sloppiness.
Mandy Rose is on commentary, and they kept cutting to her at awkward times. I didn't think she was very good on commentary, which I usually do think she's a good talker. It just like seemed like they were trying to get a story over, and maybe it was they were overcomplicating it.
Yeah, and camera cuts all over this show were bad, like mistimed, like during high spots and things, just suddenly cutting to Mandy on commentary.
Yeah, not just this match. The
whole show had a bit of awkwardness. But yeah, after the match, Dakota attacks Cora and then grabs the shovel, but Raquel runs out for the save. It looks like she goes for a kick, and then she's like, "No, I'm just going to beat you up again." A
little clunky,
little sloppy clunkiness here.
Yeah.
But they're brawling, and they go to the back. And then Toxic Attraction's music hits, and out struts Gigi and JC, and then Mandy Rose attacks Cora from behind. So assume that's the title match will be going to.
But she attacks the shoulder again, though. Shoulder break.
The shoulder, yeah.
So I mean, if they go to that match, Cora's still going to be going into that with
a fucked up shoulder.
Yeah. Highlight of this whole segment was Gigi Dolan's T-shirt. Jimmy Rave approved.
Oh.
R.I.P. Jimmy Rave.
Rest in peace, Jimmy Rave.
Long live the Embassy. I used to love him in Ring of Honor. His feud with AJ over who could do the Styles. He did the Rave effect, and Styles did the Styles effect, or was it Splash or something? Yeah. They did some cool stuff. I thought this was a nice little nod from her. At War Games, she did the Daphne face paint kind of makeup thing. So here she is wearing a Jimmy Rave shirt, but... that was cool. I noticed that as well. I'm interested in Cora Jade versus Mandy Rose. I think we kind of knew that was the match they're going to go towards anyways, but yeah.
Grayson Waller's walking around backstage and walks past Tiffany Stratton.
I like how they don't...
We still haven't seen her face.
It's like anyone... George's boss in Seinfeld? It's like the neighbor in Home Improvement.
Parents in Cow and Chicken.
The parents in most cartoons. You never see their face. Tiffany is walking the other way.
Yeah.
And you see the back of her head, which is ridiculous. She says, like...
My daddy says you're a terrible person.
Keeps walking off.
And then Io Shirai, who I forgot was still in NXT, to be honest.
Me too.
Starts yelling in Japanese at Grayson Waller. And he just laughs and sits down on this stool and says, I think she likes me.
The one time it would have worked and got a pop. She yells at him in Japanese. Here, she yells at him and then walks off, and he's like, oh, I think she likes me. She should have yelled for that long period of time and then said, translation, I don't like you.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that.
No, Zoe Stark wasn't there for her to shit on for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. It would have made sense. After the commercials, we see that Raquel and Dakota are still brawling outside. Raquel somehow got a kendo stick. She's swinging that around, and the referees are separating them, and it's announced a little later that
Street fight
next week.
How it all started, a street fight. Because apparently that's when, they started teaming together?
Dakota helped her in the street fight against Tegan. Candice?
Sounds like years ago.
Yeah, a long time ago when they first teamed up.
Black and gold days. Yeah, back in the day. Black and gold days.
Yeah. Sorry, no, it was Dakota versus Tegan and Raquel came for the save, right? Yes.
Next week, street fight, Raquel, Dakota, loser leaves town match is what I would imagine.
Yeah, I feel like one of them's got to go.
Both of them got to go.
Both of them go after this. It feels the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. We go to our next match. It's Tony D'Angelo taking on Andre Chase. Tony comes out with Pete Dunne's mouth guard in the like display case, and Andre Chase has the prospectus for Chase University, like the pamphlet,
right?
And he's waving it in D'Angelo's face, but D'Angelo just does like a classic wrestling takedown to take him down. Starts running his face into each turnbuckle, hits a belly to belly, and goes, "Who is this guy, huh?
Who is this guy, huh?"
Chase then comes back with a headlock and a swinging neck breaker and starts kind of gesturing to his students who are in the crowd to watch, and then goes, "Give me a C," as he stomps down. "Give me an H."
As he got to, he does the whole
He does Chase U.
But as he's doing U, he forgets to do it. So while he's in midair to do the thing, he's like, "Give me a U." Fuck. Like, he realizes, I didn't do it thing. But anyways.
Then there's a nice side Russian leg sweep from Andre. It did look nice.
It was nice.
He kind of still had him in the headlock for it, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
But then Tony starts to make the comeback. He pulls the sweater over Andre's face, hits a suplex.
Hockey punching him. That's a Canadian move there. Hockey punch the guy.
And goes, "You're finished. He's done." And does the Northern Lights suplex into the fisherman neck breaker, or the
Sleeping with the fishes, as we call it.
And 1, 2, 3.
Forget about it.
Tony D'Angelo wins the match.
Hey.
I quite like how, I really like his finish, actually, the Northern Lights into it. And I like how he kind of was still holding on to Andre after he put him away.
Hey, man, Tony's got some cool wrestling moves. He does this, spear takedown that not a lot of people do. Like, most people just run at you and spear you. Here he, picks you up and drops you.
It's like the rugby tackle.
Yeah. It's kind of it's good. I see how this guy is still a cartoon character in the world of professional wrestling or sports entertainment. But the wrestling, he's got little glimmers.
He's got little glimmers, and I think Pete Dunne, will be the first. Obviously, in a War Games, there's, 7 other people there.
Yeah.
To kind of, distract a little. I think one-on-one with Pete Dunne, I'd like to see really what this guy can bring. But yeah, definitely, probably his most competitive match so far. They actually gave Andre Chase a fair bit here before.
Competitive. This match was probably 3 minutes.
Yeah, well, for the time given.
Yeah. You're right.
And then D'Angelo goes on the mic and says, in the words of Tony Bennett, Tony D has the world on a string, if you know what I mean. And ever since I've been here, I've backed up what I said I was going to do. I beat Andre Chase. I said I'd smack that goof Pete Dunne right in the mouth. And Pete Dunne's music hits. And Dunne says, "You do a lot of talking for a geezer with no track record. I'm going to get in that ring. Let's see if you have that same energy face to face." And Tony's like, "You got a face only a mother would love. But you're missing something." And points in the corner to the mouth guard and says, "I bet you want that back, don't you? Well, I got business to handle, but next week we can figure this out. But right now, I got dealings to do with a guy dealing with things." And then Tony like pretends he's leaving and then charges at Pete, but Pete knew what was coming, catches him, and he breaks your fingers.
This is the finger snap.
Yeah. And then Pete goes over to the display case of his mouth guard, stamps on it, gets his mouth guard back, and puts it in.
Ugh, I wouldn't have done that.
I'd have just been like, Tony, I've got loads at home.
Other ones.
I'm good.
Yeah, you touched it. It's, who knows? You put it in your pants.
Yeah.
And now I put it back in my mouth. You could have pissed on this.
It,
I don't know what
like,
you've done with this thing. You could have spit on it. You could have, like, it's all. We're still in a pandemic, and this guy put like, no, you shouldn't have taken this back, Pete.
It's a weird feud because Pete is so like serious and like a real human being, and then we've got Tony D'Angelo. But I am curious what the match will look like.
Yeah, are we getting it next week?
Did they announce it for next week?
No, but he made it sound.
It's got to be coming soon. Oh yeah, next week he said it.
But I mean, New Year's Evil is in a few weeks, so might as well set that up for that.
Assume then.
Yeah, I will say I am interested in the match because the wrestling is there from Tony D. I think.
Grayson Waller walks into the locker room backstage where Bron Breakker is warming up for his main event against Roderick Strong, and Grayson kind of goes over to him to sort of fist bump and goes, "Hey, War Games, mate." And Breakker says no, and kicks him out the locker room. And Grayson looks around and is like, "Is this what you all want?" And the other guys in the locker room are like, "Yeah, fuck off, get out of here."
So he really is a bootleg Miz.
Yes,
completely the Miz.
Yeah,
here they're Mizzing him.
I quite like that though. I like that it's like now even the new guard are like, "No, fuck off," and I think it baby faces Breakker, who briefly was just heel for that like War Games match, and now. And it's putting him over as like Breakker's the locker room leader in NXT moving forward. Like he's the guy.
Well, he says superstars get their own locker room anyways.
Yeah.
So where's he gonna go change? The bathroom?
The showers, yeah.
With Jiro?
I guess so.
Taking a shit?
We see the medical team checking on Brian Kendrick.
Oh man, backstage. Is he okay?
He's in a neck brace.
I hope he's all right.
We do get an update from Vic in a little bit. And that brings us to our next match. It's Boa.
How many fucking matches are on this show, man? I want to go home.
Boa versus Edris Enofe as Solo Sikoa is watching backstage. Boa hits some kicks. He applies the money clip at one point. Knees Edris to the gut. And then actually a nice looking double underhook suplex. Yeah. Probably the best thing I've seen Boa do.
He's done. This is the only movie he can do. It looks really nice. This is literally the only movie he's done.
Enofe evades the big boot and hits a drop kick to the face, followed by a fisherman's suplex, and then goes to the second rope, leaps off, but gets kicked in the gut by Boa, and then Boa does like the Mei Ying like throat grip thing, and
the throat goat Boa.
Yeah, and then roundhouse kicks Edris. I think this reminded me of Xia Li to Mercedes Martinez.
She just kicked him in the head.
Kicks him in the head.
Yeah, this is a straight up roundhouse kick.
This was either like the snuggest, best roundhouse kick I've seen, or...
He kicked him in the head.
He kicked him in the head. And someone check on Edris Enofe, please.
Well, Boa's possessed, okay?
Yeah.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
I thought Boa looked a little better here. Like some of his offense looked...
Other than kicking a guy in the head.
But maybe it's because he just kicked a guy in the head. But yeah, another quick match here. Yeah. And they're still going with this Boa thing.
They're still going with the Boa
thing. Still going with this Boa thing.
And Mei Ying is now a sleeping girl. Yeah. They should give that gimmick to Boa after she's done with it.
What, he's sleeping?
He gets possessed by the sleepy girl.
Why not?
It just keeps happening to him.
He just keeps picking up her gimmick.
Yeah.
Love it.
The leftovers.
Raquel Gonzalez is backstage and says, this between you and I has to end, Dakota. I look back at our friendship as a positive, but the reality is I need to end you, Dakota. And then start speaking in Spanish. Mi amiga, my enemy.
Let's finish it. Like street fight.
So the street fight's happening next week.
Yep.
And then we see Grayson Waller in LA Knight's car as some guy who sounded kind of like Mauro Ronaldo's trying to interview him.
Was it Dan Matha again?
Was it Dan Matha?
No.
And Waller drives off. He seems to have a girl in the car.
It looked like Tiffany.
Yeah?
It looked like her.
Oh, maybe.
She was wearing the same outfit.
True.
So she was like, my daddy says you're a terrible person, so you sound great.
Yeah.
And gets in his
Possibly.
car. Yeah.
And as the car drives off, we see LA Knight has been beaten up, and he's lying wincing on the ground.
In the parking lot. Damn.
We go to Jacket Time versus Grizzled Young Veterans. We start off with James Drake and Kishida. Kishida kind of does the classic sort of wrestling takedown and then mocking by sort of spinning round doing the helicopter. Watch it. And slapping his head. And Drake starts to get wound up and Gibson's like, no, calm down. He's trying to get in your head. Calm down. And then I noticed Kishida's in his old gear here.
He's in his old school Kushida gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's Jacket Time.
Yes.
It's gotta be like time
Kushida.
Kushida.
I didn't tell you. I've booked something for when I'm back home in February.
What is...
Back to the Future, the musical.
Oh,
got tickets.
Damn. I wonder if Kushida's seen that.
Yeah, it's meant to be pretty good.
Yeah, they need to bring that over here.
Yeah, so looking forward to that.
Sounds good. You got to get back in time.
Yeah.
Jacket Time.
Gibson then tags in and pulls Kishida to the outside, and they hit their like side Russian leg sweep tope suicida combo.
Looks cool.
Which looked great. And that's when the Creed brothers come out to watch. The beatdown on Kishida is going on for quite a while. But eventually Kishida makes the tag to Jiro, who's smacking them with his jacket. There's a German suplex and a kip up from Jiro, and then he shows us, look, I'm wearing a jacket.
Wait, was he wearing a jacket?
He was wearing a jacket.
Okay, just making sure.
We then get a springboard crossbody from Jiro to both of Grizzled Young Vets, and then Jacket Time come in and hit a double hip toss drop kick for 2 counts. And then we get the hoverboard lock from Kishida, but Drake comes in with a drop kick to break it up. Gibson then hits the Dustin Rhodes final cut.
Yeah, I love this move.
Yeah, it's like the lifting up and twisting in the neck breaker.
Spinning brainbuster kind of thing.
Yeah, it looks really nice. GYV set up for the ticket to Mayhem, but Kishida slides out, hits the baseball punch, and then with both of GYV on the outside, the Creed brothers run down to square off with them. But Jacket Time hit a tandem tope con hilo from Kishida while the Asai moonsault from Jiro at the same time.
Looked pretty good.
Which looked good. And then they hit the swanton to Drake as from Jiro as Kishida kind of hits the Scorpion Death Drop.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird double team
Yeah.
move, but that's what they used to win this.
And Jacket Time pick up the win. I gotta say, I kind of hate the team. Just what we've mentioned earlier in the show.
Yeah.
I think this is the best Jiro's looked. This was the most Jiro was actually
We've seen
wrestling.
We've seen him do moonsaults and stuff before, but yeah, again, this was really short match, and I do love both these teams. I've been hating what they've been doing with both of them, like both teams here. I've been hating the Grizzled Young Vet stuff. And here they are losing to Jacket Time. So that even puts them even... If you thought they were doing bad before, again, I don't know what their position is going to go
It looks
forward.
like they're going back to GYV feuding with the Creed brothers again.
Sure, yeah. To get a rematch or whatever. But yeah, so Jacket Time get the win here. I didn't think it was bad, but again, it was very quick and everyone kind of got some stuff.
It was probably the best wrestling on the show, but there wasn't a whole lot on this show.
Again, it did not move any needle whatsoever, except maybe we're going to the Creed Bros.
Just too much wrestling on it.
Too much and not enough at the same time, which is so weird.
It's
'Cause
when
you
you're
said
having
how many
8
matches?
matches, nothing gets going.
Yeah.
Whereas, give us 5.
Yeah.
Give us 4 or 5 and give people substantial time. But the thing is, I guess a lot of these people at this moment just need the reps, and they can't necessarily be doing long matches right now. But when you've got these 4 who, they do know what they're doing.
I would think so.
They can have a little longer.
Yeah, Grizzled Young Vets, I guess they'll feud with Creed Brothers, and then, I don't know, don't answer your phone for a few weeks. But the same could be said with this whole thing. All the people that aren't the new people, where do they go? Here we're talking about Raquel and Dakota should go, because what else is there for them to do here? Same with an EO. Do you just feud with Mandy after the Cora Jade stuff? There's so many characters that are good people, good wrestlers and good characters that are just sitting here and being GYV.
Obviously, I assume WWE are going to want some vets to work with these young people, but a lot of these people are also young, they're just they're young veterans, it's how much do they want that in their career to already be kind of player coach at this stage.
Exactly. It's weird. Yeah, I would like to see more better things from GYV. I repeatedly say that, but they're good. They actually are, and the stuff they've been giving is not good. And the same with Kushida and Jiro.
Malcolm Bivens is backstage just like hyping up Roderick Strong, saying you are the champion, when Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams walk past and say, oh look, it is the A champion but not the champion. Good luck tonight, kid. Calling Roderick Strong kid. And Bivens says, you may believe in luck, but you may have some other things to worry about, and points out that Dexter Loomis has left a drawing for them of him chasing them both. Yeah.
So Carmelo's like, put that down. We don't care about this.
We're over that shit. Come on.
Yeah, me too.
And now we go to Vic Joseph, who says, all right, we got a lot of injury updates to catch you up with. He says, Cora Jade re-injured her shoulder, and then he gives it like a fancy technical term, and says she's day by day at the moment. LA Knight has multiple injuries. Who knows what's going on with him? And Brian Kendrick has a possible cervical fracture. Like, I think we need to think about hiring Samoa Joe in his role again.
What happened
that's
to Joe?
a lot of injuries tonight. Well, when everyone was beating each other up, and Joe, it's like we need Joe and Regal back to
the Guardian, the Vigilante, here in NXT to help keep the peace. But everyone's getting hurt.
Yeah,
we're getting injured. Poor Brian Kendrick.
Yeah,
I hope he's okay, man.
Spanky, yeah.
Brian Kendrick, did he deserve that? I hope someone brings him his white leather jacket to his hospital room. Sorry, medical facility room.
Yeah, local medical
and he
facility.
can hang out. Well, who was his manager? That guy was great. He had Big Zeke.
Oh,
Ezekiel Jackson?
Oh, he was the one that Regal put in his place. This was in Daniel Bryan's book.
Oh, yeah?
I'm pretty sure it was Ezekiel Jackson, where he said there was a flight, and Bryan had, the better seat.
Right.
And Ezekiel Jackson was like, yo, move. Kind of give it up. I'm the, veteran here or whatever. And Regal was like, you can lace this guy's boots. Shut the fuck up. Sit in your seat. This is one of the best wrestlers on the planet. Who are you?
Right, yeah.
And he's like, all right.
Ezekiel Jackson is the last ever ECW champion, so...
Wow.
Better watch it, Regal.
Yeah.
No, but Brian Kendrick and Daniel Bryan
they trained
friends.
Together.
Yeah, so...
Trained at the same time. Slept on the floor. And
so Zeke shouldn't have been chatting shit regardless.
Yeah.
Fuck Big Zeke.
Yeah.
Shout out Brian Kendrick. I want to see him wrestle now.
We go to our main event of the evening. It's Roderick Strong versus Bron Breakker. And we see Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams are on the perch watching. There's a really nice looking delayed vertical suplex from Bron to Roddy, where he holds him up for quite a while. Strong comes back with one of his backbreakers across the announce desk, and then a gutbuster from Strong for a 2 count. He applies the stronghold and then goes charging at Bron, but Bron catches him with a slam. And now Bron's making the comeback, delivering shoulder tackles, clotheslines, a Frankensteiner, and then hits the belly to belly. Breakker then grabs Roddy by the throat to set up for his military press power slam, but Roddy hits a really nice rolling back elbow, like Andrade style.
Judas effect,
but better than the Judas effect. Look really nice.
How
here.
dare you?
Then hits his running forearm train, where they're in the ropes and he's just going back and forth with his forearm strikes.
Roddy running train.
Followed by the Olympic slam, but Bron kicks out. We get a superplex from Roddy, followed by a tiger bomb, but Breakker kicks out. And then Roddy just kicks Breakker in the head a couple of times, leaps at Breakker, but gets caught with another world's strongest slam. And then the straps go down for Bron Breakker. He gets Roddy up into the military press, into the power slam. 1, 2, 3, Bron Breakker wins.
Yeah, it was Roddy trying to hit that knee that got caught in midair and slammed down. Honestly, Bron Breakker has some cool wrestling moves, and he looks jacked. The colorful tights, it all works for him.
Yeah.
honestly. But again, this match was probably 5-6 minutes, maybe, because we looked at the clock and it started at 5:56, and then the match started and they're like, "We'll be right back. Here's picture in picture."
Yeah.
I'm like, guys, this match just started. Why are you doing this?
There was a little overrun, but like, yeah, not much.
Yeah, so the match wasn't very long again, but at least there was some cool moves. Like you got to see Roddy do all these classic stuff, the angle slam, the superplex, the tiger driver bomb was really cool. But of course, Bron's going over here. So yeah, I didn't necessarily hate it, but it's to set up for Breakker on this run so he can face Ciampa. But totally squashing your cruiserweight champion. Totally didn't need to. It couldn't have been. It could have been someone else in this role.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to. I think they want Bron to work with these vets to like.
Sure.
To like get in there. Like he's not going to improve wrestling against like your greener guys, is he?
Yeah.
And these guys know how to make him look good. I do like Bron Breakker. I think there was a time when he was first challenging Ciampa where I was like, absolutely not. I do not want to see you win the title. I think it's kind of inevitable, and I'm not as against it now because I think he has got it, right?
Sure,
and
sure.
you kind of got to strap the rocket to the guy. Like if you think this is the guy you want to go with, there could be way worse people to go with.
Sure.
And looks good, but I'm again, it's same complaint. Like if we had if this match got a little long, if this was like a 12-minute match, like and they could get more in, it would be way more beneficial to everyone. Yeah, I think rather than just have it. We saw Boa last week. We didn't need to see Boa this week.
No,
you know,
there was so much on this show.
Could trim. You could have given the opening match, the like no holds barred match, a little bit more. Given this main event a little bit more. Given the tag a little bit more, and maybe had 1-2 squashes in there. Have
there
the
was
Harland
so many.
squash,
There's
but there was just too much.
You said 8 matches?
8 matches on.
Yeah, and they all sucked. They didn't suck. That's not fair. But this episode,
but there wasn't enough to go like. We're never going to go when you've got matches like of this length. Oh, you got to go back and check out this
2-minute
which
squash.
We used to do.
Yeah.
We used to do.
Yeah,
you used to have that.
Well, I already told you guys the highlight of this show was the terrible country music concert segment that you got to watch. So if you haven't watched that, go find it on their socials. I'm sure they uploaded it. But yeah, on another one of these forgettable NXT episodes. Oh, you didn't even mention what happened at the end. Ciampa came out.
Oh yeah, Ciampa came out at the end as what's his name? Bron Breakker's
getting up,
celebrating, and he hits the Willow's bell onto the title, and he gets in his face and says, "At War Games, you may have won the battle, but this is the war. Welcome back to the deep end." And he kisses him on the cheek. Yeah,
he sees all the fun things wrestlers are doing in AEW. So he did it here.
So that's going to be New Year's Evil main event. I would assume.
You know I love Ciampa.
Yeah.
Wears T-shirts all the time. But War Games was the battle. Well, actually, it was the war because the name War is in it.
But he was like, "This is the war," as in the title. This
I get it.
is the war.
I'm just joking. But yeah.
I'm kind of looking forward to see that match again. Like,
sure.
Again, like try and give him a bit more time or something. But
yeah.
I didn't hate this show as much as last week. I thought last week's show really kind of sucked, even though you had the Gargano and the Kyle stuff. I mean, we've said our complaints, just too short wrestling, still too many squashes. But I would say Bron Breakker and to an extent Grayson Waller are working for me in the roles they're in. But like it's still a lot of the gimmicky shit, the country dudes.
Those are funny and so bad, terrible. Yeah, I felt the same. Like I probably liked last week's because it had Johnny Gargano's over this one, but right. It's still the same, literally a cookie cutter thing. WWE's now trying to produce developmental things for their shitty Raw and SmackDowns. Yeah. So like now it's just more apparent.
Yeah,
they're no longer trying to prime Shawn Michaels, Triple H's guys like Adam Cole, Gargano, Dream, whoever they were doing back a few years ago.
They need someone to take on a Moss.
They need someone to fight in Raw and SmackDown. And Zion Quinn has to learn how to do silly gimmicks and singing shit. You need to have poker players. You need to have Andre Chase. You need to prime these people for the stupid shit Vince McMahon's going to make them do on the main roster. So that's why this show still sucks.
Well, that's what we thought. Let's see now what you guys thought. We put up feedback on our Facebook group. So go ahead and search for upNXT group on Facebook. We'll let you in. You just got to answer a few simple questions. And we'll start with Corey, who says, I just did not care for tonight's episode of NXT. From the awful Boa match, to the women's matches that were super rough, to EO being relegated to comedy segments backstage, to the awful Lash Legend segments, to the country music. It's little wonder NXT 2.0 is losing viewers. Them losing to Law and Order reruns should be embarrassing to the company. NXT 2.0 sucks.
That is tough. That is rough. Because what do they air before and after? Like Law and Order SVU or
something like that, yeah.
That's fucked. We go to Dylan Grayson. Previous guy only talked about the bad, so I'll talk about the good, I guess. Grimes is such a good babyface, and his momentum continues to roll. Love that cave-in through the chair. Waller is over as hell. Hope the asshole chants to the beat of his music remain a common thing. Ivy Nile continues to impress. Can't wait to see her against bigger names. Harland's debut squash did a good job getting him over as a monster, but yeeting Brian Kendrick down a flight of stairs hammered the point home. Was it cheesy? Yup. Did I love it? Yup. Boa may not be the best right now, but that new spin kick finisher looked great.
I wonder why.
Yeah, because he kicked the guy in that. The Creed brothers helping Jacket Time beat GYV made perfect sense. If they haven't done it after last week, they'd kind of look like chumps. Breakker Strong was awesome, and Psycho Killer Ciampa closing the show standing tall was lovely. Excited for Raquel versus Dakota next week, and hopefully we get Roddy Mello at New Year's Evil to unify those belts. It sounds that way.
Yeah, that would be good. Like, if New Year's Evil could be a good show if you've got that match on it, because that should give you the wrestling, right?
Yeah,
Roddy should have a really good match.
Yeah, they'll have a 4-minute classic.
Yeah. We go to Andrew McDonald, who says, I'm glad you guys got to review my favorite time period of 1995 recently, but even with that, I still think the wrestlers back then did a better job at appealing to kids than they do now, especially with Wade Barrett saying he's down with the kids. The episode tonight is basically what NXT has become. Some good wrestling with horrible gimmicks. I'm assuming that the end goal of Josh Briggs and what's-his-name Jensen is that they're gay. That has to be it, right? It's commentary on how they are trying to act so cartoonishly manly to hide the fact that they're gay.
Is that because, like, what was happening with them and the girls? Is that what you're trying to say here, Andrew?
Like, overcompensating?
I can see what you're trying to say, and Andrew is not legit not trying to be offensive whatsoever.
No.
I legit understand what he's trying to say, because even the Kyle Vaughn stuff was like, hey, wait a second, are they trying to like act as if like I can't quit you kind of thing? But I see what you're saying, Andrew, but no, I just think it's that bad.
I don't think the writers are good enough
oblivious.
To put this depth into it, that these two guys are trying to play macho to hide their sexual orientation. I don't think these writers have it in them to do that.
Definitely not this. But if it was, that would be a swerve, bro.
I mean, it's made me more interested to see what these two and Kayden and Kacy get up to next week.
You're hooked.
Like, it would be a better story than what they're given.
Yeah. Honestly, it would.
Yeah, these guys are trying to get by in a masculine industry of wrestling where they're closeted and they're trying to...
I feel like it might be a little too...
Yeah, I don't trust this company.
No, not at all.
Story
No.
At all.
No.
Yeah. He says, granted, that also sounds problematic.
Okay, yeah, at least Andrew knows.
What is unmanly about being
Andrew
gay.
understands what he's saying.
But by God, I put more thought into that gimmick than they did. Jacket Time is also one of the worst gimmicks all year. Jiro is fine. He's just goofy Jiro, but Kishida and Jiro have no chemistry and it feels awkward. Yeah, just seeing Kishida sat on like this chat
TV
show.
Yeah.
The only reason they're together is because they're Japanese. It's not even an odd couple gimmick like with RK Bro. It's just now Kishida is goofy too, I guess. And why is Dakota Kai dressed as a bird?
Yeah.
Highlight was the main event with Big Rod Strong and Bron Breakker. Considering how NXT is going, I'm surprised that's not Roddy's new name.
What's
Big Rod Strong?
Oh no, Big Rod. And finally, we go to Fire Frank, who writes in the Facebook group. Harland murdering poor Brian Kendrick was the highlight of the week so far. Braun continues to impress, and nice to see Daddy Ciampa remind everyone whose house it still is. I highly disagree, because last week, where were you, bro? Your buddy's leaving, and you didn't come out? That
Last
showed me
week
it
would have
wasn't your
been
house.
easy. They just needed to say Ciampa's recovering from War Games.
Done. Didn't do it.
Yeah.
They didn't do that.
No.
So it isn't Ciampa's NXT. He's the champion because he's holding the title till we give it to Bron. Sorry, Frank. Frank continues, though. The rematch should be announced shortly, and that should be fun. Waller is getting over as a heel, so that's a plus. Grimes makes everything he touches fun, and that includes Poker Duke. That cave-in onto the chair looked pretty cool. Pete certainly didn't take being called Stunad lightly. Looks like he wants to take out another geezer. What fair were Briggs and Jensen and the TikTok twins at? It looked pretty fire. What fair? Frank says, shout out fairs. Oh, and Boa won a match, so that's something to note. Couch Girl is awake. Look out. In closing, if you spoil Spider-Man, you're a Stunad, and you deserve to have Harland throw you down some stairs. Well said, Frank.
Damn,
well said.
yeah.
You're on the nose there for sure. And that's it.
That is it.
So what you learned was the cool-looking cave-in
Yeah.
from Cameron Grimes. Jiro and Kishida, not working. Briggs and Jensen and the TikTok twins, not working. NXT 2.0, not working. Can't wait to see the ratings. Should we just review Law and Order next week and see if anyone notices?
That looked pretty bad from what I saw today before this show. It didn't look much better, and that is actually a drama.
I've watched like the last 5 minutes of so much of these shows because we always put it on 5 minutes too.
We're always like, what the hell's
what's
going
on in this show? Someone's murdered. Well, we just murdered it on the podcast here today. That was cool. Thanks, guys, for listening and supporting us here at Up Next. We will be back tomorrow night and on this very free feed here for BD Elite Weekly. We talk about AEW Dynamite, and we're going to be talking all about it. We'll even talk about Hook, because we are hookers here in the BDE.
All right, we'll go with it. T-shirt coming soon to Pro Wrestling
You want to talk about your 4 pillars? We'll talk about some of those.
It was NCIS. We've been corrected
NCIS.
by the Twitch room. Yeah.
So we'll talk all about some Dynamite, and Winter is coming tomorrow night, recording it live on Twitch afterwards, but the pod is wherever you find us. And of course, patreon.com/upnext. We got our WWF In Your House 5 Seasons Beatings show is up. Brett versus Bulldog, the rematch, which is awesome. Brett blading, which is awesome. We just did a Was Next that's coming out next week, talking about some retro NXT. We have our Jack Off week. Jack Frost, the movie, 1997, Killer Snowman. And Jack Frost, 1998, Michael Keaton as the lovable musician dad.
Yeah.
Which one sounds better?
They both sound pretty good to me.
It's up to you to decide.
We've got our Succession Season 3 finale review coming out on the free feed this Friday. So get your feedback in for that. That's all on the Facebook group as well.
Yeah, and you'll be back next Tuesday and Wednesday for Up Next and BD Elite and all that stuff. But so many podcasts. The best way to follow is on Twitter at UpNext Podcast, and of course that Facebook group you mentioned, Up Next Group. We will let you in, and you can look at all the funny memes and news and stuff that we post on there. But that is it for now. I myself, Braden Herrington. You can find me on Twitter, and I'm on Instagram, and that is at the Bray D.
And you can find me at Davie Portman.
Take care. Goodbye. Be safe. And I couldn't think of anything from this show. What happened on this show?
Simping ain't easy.
It really ain't.
Ahoy!
First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.